luxury, jumps on a Boeing jet, leaves behind the family, no regrets. He's got a birthday, I'm your old Shanghai. Eyes are on Mrs. Lai, the reason why. While in Brisbane, the tears roll strong. Chinese whispers called him to Hong Kong. Pack up your bags and off you go. Leave behind the begging for the Luxie show. Archie flies where the dragon soared to romance Mrs. Lai until his balls are sore. Archie's chasing dreams in the mystic land. Mrs. Lai brings coffee to his hand. Family's calls echo on the phone. He's miles away, lost, but he's not alone. In old Shenzhen's glow, he likes to stray. With Mrs. Lai, they bonk till the light of day. Pack up your bags and off you go. He's not showing up to New York, what show? Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Lai until his balls are sore. Though the tears roll down in Brisbane town, Archie's 3-inch dick flops all around. Celebrations in the neon night, forgetting home, he's chasing new Asian delights. Pack up your bags and off you go. Leave the begging for the beach ball show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Lai until his balls are sore. Weeks later, Archie leaves his playground, comes back home, he's Brisbane bound. Comes up with stories that he's going bust, has to fool the punters to gain their trust. Pack up your bags and off you go. Leave the begging for the beach ball show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Lai until his balls are sore. Archie spent the punter's money, he's in a fix. Spins a story that he can't eat bricks. All the lonely simps believe his scam. Grab all that cash, shove it in his hand. Pack up your bags and off you go. He didn't bother with the New York watch show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Lai until his balls are sore. Comes on streams, he cries poor again. His mate Tan gives him $5 grand, maybe 10. Archie thinks he's a big swing dick, cause the punters fall for his gypsy shtick. Pack up your bags and off you go. Didn't bother with the New York watch show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Lai until his balls are sore.
Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show, guys. Lagging a bit here. This is the Archie Luxury Livestream and Archie Luxury channel, guys. We multicast on 2 channels. For those that are wondering why do I not have a wrench here, or why is there only a certain amount of people here? Because we multicast on 2 shows, guys, the Archie Luxury channel as well as the Archie Luxury Livestream channel. Now, we are doing a bit of a early streamer, Adriano. So what we do sometimes, Adrianos, is we do a bit of an early stream, get some watch talk out of the way so the pontiff can come in and do his fuckery that he likes to do. But we do have a pretty interesting topic today on Breguet, and I'm going to go through that in a little bit. But we're going to say hello to everybody in the chat first, as we do. First in the chat, Rich Mitch. Wait. Nice to see Rich Mitch in the house. We've got our first super chat of the night. GD 100 Argentinian pesos. Where's Eddie, man? I don't know. I think Eddie was doing a late stream. He's been doing a lot of these late streams, GD. So he doesn't always do the day streams. I kind of told him, hey, man, you should probably do like 3 hours before Arch and then, 3 hours after Arch, like, making him the toilet break. But, Eddie does Eddie, right? We don't really control what Eddie does. So it's all good. Acquired Taste points out the Simps have less money to waste now. Don't know what that means, but all right. We got JJ Lecoutre. It always cracks me up the way Eddie says JJ Lecoutre. He's like JJ Lecoutre. He very accentuates the French in it, right? Mike the Mistake told me that Eddie told a great story about him, getting with some girl at skid marks in her underpants. I missed it yesterday, and obviously the stream went on for like 31 hours, so I don't know where the recordings are for that. I don't think it recorded it, but hey, at least Mike the Mistake was able to tell me that story after the fact. And Acquired Taste says Trump wants to fire Eddie at the Jungeon. No, I think, look, Trump wants jobs back in America, right? I think it was, I was talking to Bear and Patek Philippe, and I think it was like, I think Bear said something like Eddie's being taken advantage of. And I said, hey, look, man, This is what Trump wanted. He wanted all the manufacture, all the low-level jobs to come back to the United States. So, hey, man, dude's running 31-hour streams. Not my problem, right? America first, guys. America first. We got GD 100 Argentinian pesos. If Eddie starts to stream regularly before the main show along with his usual after show, will Caesar become? Yeah, absolutely. Caesar will become. That's why I told Eddie. I'm like, you should do that because the majority of the viewers are either going to be on around the time. Because if you think about it, if you do 3 hours before Archie, what time is it in the UK right now? It is about 11 p.m. in the UK. So if you did a show between, I don't know, like 9 o'clock, UK time, and Archie comes on at midnight, yeah, I mean, you're going to cover a lot of that UK market that's, had their dinner, they're having a drink, they're just listening to the show. 9 o'clock is a little late, but, hey, it's better than nothing. And then obviously you can cover the Archie show, the main show, which is for the American market. And then if you do the after show, you're going to cover not only the North American late night market, but also the Australian, kind of daytime market. So, hey, Eddie kind of just wants to do his after show. That's all good. Eddie's allowed to do whatever he wants. We appreciate Eddie here. This is something I never understood, Acquired Taste. This whole, like, your money wasted that Docs likes to spruik. It's like, it's not my money wasted if I'm having a fucking laugh about it, right? Like, if I'm entertained, I don't think that's your money wasted at all, right? Like, I think he sees it as, well, you gave money away that, whatever, it's not gone to anything good. I don't know, right? But it doesn't mean that you don't get something out of it. And that's why I don't believe it is your money wasted. But hey, that's just the way I see it. That's just the way I see it. Yeah, JT, early show, man. Obviously, if I were doing an early show, it's going to be me probably starting it because AC3. Now, look, AC3 sometimes gets catfished. He watches these shows. Like when I start the early show, he'll probably be in bed listening in. And if he's actually interested, he will hop in. Breguet CEO losing the plot. I don't know, maybe the Breguet part of it's going to catfish him in. I've already got messages from like Don Haynes. He's got an opinion on this. So I'm going to read out what he says about the Breguet CEO and kind of his vision about the brand. But yeah, let me just finish up getting through the chat and then we will get into it, guys. Yes, rest in peace, the OG Pontiff, the Pope. The Catholic Pope has passed. And yeah, rest in peace to the Catholic Pope. Yeah, it is definitely a tant show with Conclave elects Pope Eddie the Third. All right, Eddie's in the mix. Banjo Wagon. Archie is the Speedmaster man on the moon, still top drawer. Interesting enough, I had a conversation today with a collector about this, and I said, years ago when they dumped a shit ton of these Speedmasters on Joma Shop, like it ended up being like, I think you could buy them for like $2,800 US. So it was at that price point where your Hamilton buyer, your Longines buyer, your micro brand buyer, like they could now acquire arguably what was a luxury watch or what was perceived as a luxury watch, just from the dumping, you could say. Ever since then, honestly, it's never really recovered. And obviously with this whole moon swatch stuff, it's not. I mean, look, it's not great for the image. I mean, fuck, if Rolex produced a bunch of plastic quartz Submariners, yeah, they would sell like hotcakes too. It's not like Omega, isn't just kind of riding the coattails of the design of the Speedmaster here in whatever way they can monetize it. But a lot of other brands don't do that, and they don't devalue their brand. All right, we're almost through here. What's going on, Patek Chris? Nice to see you, man. What's going on, Angelic? We got Ryan Hoffrey. I don't know, the morning show, Ryan Hoffrey. Archie calls you John Hoffrey. He got the Hoffrey part right, which is the part that he fucks up all the time. But he called you John Hoffrey. I saw it this morning. I was laughing at that. Pete Cars, $5 US. Thanks so much, Pete Cars. Hello, 10 and all people. Was wondering what happened to the 30-hour recording. Yeah, so the recording on YouTube, I think it's like it records up to like 12 hours, and then I think it's your last 12 hours. I don't really know what's going on. I think we probably have a recording of it somewhere in StreamYard, so I'm sure we could figure out a way to get that back for you guys. Wait. Welcome back to Narc. Yep, the Narc is back. And yeah, Darth Negus, how things change in the watch world. All right, guys, let's talk about Breguet. Okay, so Breguet is a brand that is you hear me say it. Archie says it. We actually use this term from somebody who used to be on the show in the chat. He's Rodin 3.0. That's Jin, who really started popularizing the word Phoenix brand. It's a brand that died basically in the quartz crisis. It went through like, holding companies and people just owning the name and shit until obviously it got picked up by Swatch Group. And you guys know that when you're looking at Breguet the company, it's just a it's a tough one because if you look at the history of Breguet, you've got obviously Breguet himself inventing multiple things. The tourbillon being the I think the most famous one that people talk about. Actually invented the perpetual self-winding, not obviously not in a wristwatch, but in a watch, self-winding movement called the perpetual. He invented that. He invented the Breguet overcoil, Breguet hands, all this stuff, right? Famous stuff. And so there is a part of the history that I guess the brand can lean in on to a little bit. But there was an actual article today on Monochrome, interview with Gregory Kissling, Breguet's new CEO, on his vision and the 250th anniversary. So I'm not going to go through the whole article. It's really one question that's asked of him that I think is really the money question. And I think that this is going to be probably the one I would have asked. What are the main challenges for the brand? Okay, so I'll read you guys his response, and then I'll kind of get into my narrative about what I think of that response. As well, we're going to get the opinion of Don Haynes. Don Haynes saw my title, and he's chimed in with his opinion. I'm going to read that out to you here. But let me read his response. So Monochrome Watches asks, what are the main challenges for the brand? And so Mr. Kissling, new CEO of Breguet, says, our first challenge is ensuring that Breguet holds the place it deserves. Holds this place that it deserves. Okay, that's a really, I don't know, a bit of an arrogant statement. Like, what do you mean it deserves, right? What I look at it as, Breguet, what have you done for me lately? And I really haven't seen much. At the same time, we need to remain relevant to the new generation clients. There you go. People who are already familiar with Breguet understand its importance, but we also want to reach those who may not be yet aware of the brand's incredible heritage. So, number one, he's kind of talking about that Breguet it's trying to, or it needs to lean in on its history because it sees it as some kind of an advantage. I don't know if I agree with that because, I mean, really think about it, right? How many of you guys actually bought watches solely based on history or solely based on something that some dead watchmaker did fucking 200 years ago? You guys buy watches because you want the one that nobody else can get. You want the one that looks good on the wrist. You want the one that's going to be the best flex. Many, many different reasons that buyers pick up watches today. And look, it's not, I mean, I have to kind of call it out because it's the truth. It may be the ugly truth about watch collecting, but it's the truth. So I think that right there, the CEO is just already on the wrong path. Yeah, let me Ryan Offrey, 2 US dollars. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, just call me John Halfree. Yeah, I mean, look, he got the last name somewhat right, but it is what it is. Breguet, yeah, Joseph D. Breguet doesn't need to audition, basically, and I think that this is really arrogant for the CEO of Breguet to say because you're talking about a brand that is, I mean, it does not have a lot of brand recognition, you could say, outside of the watch collecting world, and so it's a brand that, he's saying, well, it deserves respect. And we need to, inform those that don't know of what it did years ago. And I think that the problem with that, Joseph D., is collectors today, I mean, they want obviously different things than probably history. I mean, the history is cool. Don't get me wrong. And it's great to have, you want to buy into that story to some extent. But I just don't see a lot of buyers today picking up for that reason. So let me continue reading what his response is to what are the biggest challenges for Breguet. So the CEO of Breguet continues to say, in 2025, we'll be celebrating our 250th anniversary. I mean, that should have a bit of an asterisk here, guys. Like, I mean, the fucking brand died in the 70s. Like, I mean, sure. I mean, fuck, I'm sure I could buy some dead fucking watchmaker's brand and say it's its 125th anniversary on my first year producing fucking watches. But all right. In 2025, we'll be celebrating our 250th anniversary. It's the perfect opportunity to communicate this message. We've begun with our history and we'll soon highlight our inventions. We'll be presenting new products each month in different cities. The anniversary collection is based on our current offering, meaning its current lineup, but it also draws inspiration from Breguet's many innovations. We'll wrap up the year with a special surprise in Versailles, a city deeply connected to the Breguet legacy. So, I mean, this is kind of his response. His response is that, we need to make customers aware of our brand and what we've done in the past. And we're just going to lean in on our, we're just going to lean in on our history and the current lineup. So that's really what this guy is saying. You're the fucking CEO of this brand. I I mean, I called Higgins. I mean, talking to Dawn. I'm like, look, I don't know how these guys have jobs, because that is probably the laziest fucking stupid shit I've ever heard. And I don't really understand how, like, this guy is the CEO of this company. Like, straight up. It's like, yeah, we're just going to lean on history and our innovation. Like, that's the best you could come up with of, like, what you're going to do. What are the challenges that are facing your brand and how you're going to overcome them? Like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Tanker probably buy it. Okay. I could. And I'm trying to make sense of it. So look, let me read you guys what Don Haynes said. I mean, Don Haynes saw my topic. He's listening in, you know, probably indisposed or doing what he's doing, but I'm going to read you Don Haynes' response to this article, and then I'm going to get into my kind of my narrative. So Don Haynes wrote to me, I love reading these. I love reading these to see how clueless the CEOs really are about the company. The biggest problem with Breguet is it doesn't make a hype watch. Duh. Horological significance in the past, yes, but no one gave a fuck about the 10 hertz movement. It's not like the Grand Seiko spring drive revolution. It's an evolution of the same shit you've been doing for 250 years. The marketing is non-existent, and your collection is a little stale, and your, you know, Type 20 aviation watch is not finished on the movement, you cheap bastards. I love their watches, but fuck, this guy's a twat and disconnected and just a pretty boy. Look, I mean, Don said it pretty, he said it pretty fucking well. And, you know, if we look at Breguet, the fact that they're leaning in on their, you know, like the CEO said, we're just going to lean in on our current lineup. And I think Don hit the nail on the head. Like, they don't have a hype watch. Well, yeah, like they don't have any watch. Like, if you think of Breguet, you don't think of a singular watch. Some people may say the tradition. Some people may say the classique. There's just no identifier right there outside of obviously the hands and the numerals and all that shit. With their current collection, while it's nice, look, I like the classique line. I like the tradition line. I think the Marine, personally, Don, you're probably listening. I don't really like the Marine. I think the Marine looks like ass. I don't mind the Type 21, but I agree with you. It's not, you know, Type 20 is not exactly, and Type 21 not exactly great. So look, it's kind of, you've got a meh brand. You really got a brand that doesn't have a lot going on, and you're a new CEO, and you're basically like, well, I'm just going to do what all the other guys did in the past, and it's like, it's going to spell a whole lot more mediocrity. We got a super chat from GD 100 Argentinian pesos. Hingis, hello, and yeah, I was talking to the Globalist today. I actually asked the Globalist, GD. I said, what is wrong with, you know, what is wrong with Breguet? Like, why, you know, why is Breguet not, what's wrong with him? He's like, look, they just don't have a sexy watch, and people want good looking watches. And I said to him, I said, you know, yes, I agree that people want good looking watches, but that's not necessarily, I don't personally think that the Nautilus is a good looking watch. I love you, Bear, but I don't really think the Aquanaut is a good looking watch. I never did. I like it. It's cool, I guess. But more for a different reason for me. It's a Patek Philippe on a rubber strap that was OEM. Like, it's quirky. I don't particularly like the look of it. And look, let's name watches that are good looking watches. Submariner, right? Great looking watch. And many others, I'm sure you guys, I'm not going to bore you guys with a whole bunch of that shit. But what I'm getting at is nothing in Breguet really is outstanding. And for the CEO to just be like, yeah, you know, we're just going to lean in on our current lineups. And I'll show you guys some watches. Let's pull up the, you know, the Marine, a watch that I've been hating on for the last little bit. Look, do I dislike the Marine? Not really. I don't dislike it. I just don't think, I'm just not a fan of this design. I don't think this is a good looking watch. Personally, I don't think it's a sexy watch. And yeah, could this be popular? Absolutely. With more marketing. I agree with Don Haynes. Don Haynes there says their marketing is non-existent. Yeah, you see this watch on the wrist of fucking Brad Pitt and, you know, rappers and other, you know, influencers and all this other shit. Yeah, of course this watch is going to be, you know, the fucking bee's dick in that sense, because it's going to be, people are going to see it. They're going to want it. They're going to want it not because of its horological significance or even the fact that it's a good looking watch, or lack thereof, I guess, in this case. It's just because it's being marketed, and you see it with people that you kind of associate, you know, celebrity status with and all this other shit, and that's what makes it popular. Like, Breguet thinking that customers are buying these watches because of its horological significance, or, I mean, look, there are a minority of collectors that buy because of that. But I'd say the vast majority of collectors are going to, they're going to buy based off of, is it, is it a status symbol? Is it identifiable, right? Like Rolex, a lot of us got into Rolex because it was a status symbol. It was, hey, you own a Rolex. It's, you made it in life, I guess, right? Others buy them because other people can't get those watches. They just simply can't get. You buy a Nautilus because nobody else can fucking get a Nautilus. I guarantee you, there's a large portion of Nautilus collectors that don't actually like that watch. I was one of them. Okay, so that's why I know they exist. And so I just think that, yeah, like when it comes to Breguet, poor marketing, a brand that's quite irrelevant right now, that is thinking the way it makes itself relevant is to lean in on its past and continue to make the current lineup. Like, what the fuck is this guy thinking? And this is a CEO of a Swatch Group company. Like, and it's funny because I don't know. Like, I maybe got that sense when I went to Switzerland, the arrogance, and it's just kind of tunnel vision with these guys. And when you tunnel vision like that, you're missing out on really what the market wants. And the market wants a lot of things. The market wants, obviously, a good-looking piece. The market wants a piece that others covet and others want. The market wants exclusivity. And, the market wants good value retention, if not good investment potential. Right? If you got a watch, if this watch on the screen, guys, let's play a hypothetical here. If this watch, this Breguet Marine on the screen, I just picked up, I picked a basic one. I didn't pick like the Horamundi or some shit. I just picked a basic one here for you guys. If this watch on the screen, sold for triple retail, I can guarantee you that most of YouTube, or a lot of people on YouTube, would have talked about this watch solely for the fact that it's making pretty good money. Now, look, I mean, there are a lot of watches that make money, but when you look at the whole kind of scope of it, it's less than 1% of watches actually are investable, or investment potential. So, if less than 1% of watches that are produced are investment grade, like why does that really overpower the conversation, I guess, and watch collecting was never about investing. If you look back at old Archie videos, it was about, you saw that Jewelers in Time commercial. It was about, it's like putting your $5,000 in the safety deposit box. You'll still have your $5,000 when you go to sell that watch. Like, it was about retaining and keeping value. It wasn't about increasing in value. And oftentimes, like, Archie will say, oh, well, that watch it's going to sink. It's going to sink or whatever. Yeah, if you buy it at retail, most of us don't buy retail, though. Most of us buy on the secondary market. So if you buy a PAM 111, yeah, you buy a new PAM, from the AD, it's probably going to lose money from retail. You buy a used ETA PAM, you're probably not going to lose any money. Like, there's a lot of safe watches out there that are a lot bigger than the scope you guys are hearing on YouTube. We got Angie, $5. Thanks so much, Angie. Taytan, which would you pick and why? 5396G sector dial or the weekly counter 5212A? I'm going to say specifically on this one, Angie, the 5212A. I know Archie's answer to this was he picked the 5396 because it's the better complication. It's the annual calendar. I agree that if it was any of the dials besides the sector dial, I'm going to pull up a 5396G sector dial for you guys. If you said 5296, even then it wouldn't be that close. But yeah, let me pull up a 5296 sector dial in the white gold for you. I'm just not a huge fan of this layout. That's all it is. Now, interestingly enough, what's his name? Brian Govberg, from Govberg Jewelers and Watchbox and 1916 Company. He actually said that the sector dials on these Patek Philippe's, whether it's the 5296 or here in the annual calendar, were never obviously popular in their day, but would probably be popular today because dress watches that are a bit busy, like they are, the collectors, these days, contemporary collectors would probably buy them because they're different from kind of the old manish blank dial Dauphine hands. Like it's a bit more sporty. So not a bad looking watch, Anchi. But for me, I prefer the weekly calendar. I feel the weekly calendar has a lot more character to it. I don't think that they're going to ever do another handwritten font type dial. It's just too quirky for them to do multiples of them. I think it's kind of a novelty in that sense. And so as long as that watch is produced, and that watch could have a long production for all we know, right? I just feel that it's got a little bit more quirkiness. Watches in steel versus in white gold, and in the Patek Patek world, steel is one of the most precious metals out there when it comes to Patek Philippe. So And lastly, I think Angie. I mean, I used to wear that 5212 for work often enough, and it's a great work watch. It's light on the wrist. It's a strap monster. You can put it on different straps. It's going to look good. Yeah, I mean, if you can, and it seems like you like busy dials because you're comparing two busy watches. I'm gonna show you guys a 5212 here, as well. 5212 Patek Philippe, also a very busy dial. And I don't think that you guys are gonna be new to this. I don't think this is gonna be new to anybody. The weekly calendar, but I mean, also a busy dial on this piece, but I feel that this watch is you get a little bit more outside of the complication, and that's why Archie picked the complication because he for him annual calendar trumps weekly calendar. For me, it's an unusual complication. It's got an unusual dial. It's busy. I like that. It's in steel. I like that. It's a really good watch. So I've always recommended the 5212. I still recommend the 5212 if you can get it at a cheaper rate than retail. Definitely pick it up. Jay Sykes says, I agree with 10. I thought about it, but the sector doesn't work on the annual calendar. Yeah, look, I'll show you a sector dial that it does work on. And instead of the 5396, it would be the 5296. So just the standard Calatrava. And the sector dial on this one, I think, is pretty nice. Let me pull up a sector dial. 5296G. So Archie had the non-sector dial version of this one. He had kind of the plain dial. So again, Dauphine hands, and in white gold. So look, the case of the 5212, the 5296 is one of the. Honestly, when Archie told me to try that watch. This was fucking 2018, maybe. He told me, he's like, look, Tan, try on this watch. You're really gonna like it. And I tried on, and I had the 5127 at the time, which was a millimeter smaller. It was 37 mils. Yeah, I mean, I thought that this 38 mil size in the case was just spectacular. It was a perfect fit. I think 38 in Patek Philippe is pretty good. And yeah, like this watch for me makes more sense on a sector dial. And look, it's very similar to the piece that Angie asked me about. And yeah, for me, it's just I probably go with the standard Calatrava over the annual. But like I get why Archie's. I saw that super chat before Angie when you did it a couple days ago. I understand why Archie picked the annual calendar. Look, to me, annual calendars are some of the best bang for buck complications. A lot of people hate them in the Patek Philippe world because it's kind of considered. I mean, it's not the perpetual, and so it's kind of. It's like when you're talking like BMWs, right? You got the actual M cars, like the M3, the M4, the M5, and then you got the you got the Archies that have like the M Sport. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what the annual calendar was to the perpetual guys. But look, annual calendars are great. It's a very usable complication. I like them. I like it on. Patek Chris has a 5726 annual calendar Nautilus. I think it's a great watch. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of annual calendars. I used to own the 5035, the original annual calendar. Is Archie still at the cinema? No, Archie will be on in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I just started about an hour early because I wanted to rant about the CEO of Breguet, who literally is basically saying, let's just do a whole bunch of like what we were doing before, which is let's lean in on our lineup. So I mean, this is the Marine lineup. Like what the hell is this? Like, like Don Haynes, like what the fuck am I looking at here? Even though I get it, it's like it's high jewelry, haute joaillerie or whatever. High jewelry is what that means. But like, I mean, come on, man. These cases these are fucking terrible, dude. Like, I don't know. It's funny because Higgins seems to like this the Marine. I don't really like it. I don't really think this is a great piece. Look, their Type 20 lineup. Yeah, it's cool. I got nothing against it. It's cool. It's just nothing special, right? Like, is this really going to? Here we go. Look who I catfished onto the panel. Look who I catfished 30 early. Okay. Hey man.
Okay, let's just back the truck up there.
Can you please read? Can you please read?
I have not seen after the Pope's death, the fellow pontiff's death. I have not seen the Breguet releases. I want you to show me the Breguet releases, and I will give you my undivided attention and opinion as a Breguet man. I'm a Breguet man.
Well, first of all, there was no Breguet at Watches and Wonders because the Swatch Group does not attend Watches and Wonders, Archie. We're not talking about the Breguet. Let me read you
By the way, before we start this, should I put a Breguet on the wrist?
Yes, of course.
I'm going to pick a Breguet now. Just hang on, sir. I'm going to get a Breguet out of the box. Actually, I forgot to put aftershave on today. I'm going to put my favorite. This is Jazz. Do you remember Jazz?
I don't remember Jazz, no. Tell me about this from
St. Laurent Jazz. This was 1990. I was driving a 318i. I was king fucking shit. I was thin.
All right. And you bought this from Chemist Warehouse? Where'd you get this from?
Of course, I buy everything from Chemist Warehouse. Fuck retail.
All right, so let me put on your Breguet. Let me paraphrase what the Breguet CEO said. So they asked him, Archie, the Monochrome Watches asked the Breguet new CEO. They said, "Look, what is the biggest challenge? And how are you going to overcome it?" And he said,
a video saying how to fix Breguet. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. But you should probably do another one, because this CEO basically said, "Well, one of our biggest problems are that people don't know about our inventions, and we need to tell them more about it. And we got a pretty good lineup, so we're just going to continue down that road."
I tend to agree. The lineup is fantastic. 3 things he needs to do. Let me tell you what he needs to do, Tan the man.
Tell me.
Number 1, he needs to cut production.
Yep.
Number 2, double prices.
Yep.
And number 3, if you've got second-hand ones, you're allowed in the archive.
All right, so we got this from Don Haynes. I don't know. Did you see the message that Don Haynes sent? I sent it to your WhatsApp.
I get that. I get a direct link. I've got a implant in my brain where all Breguet people.
Why don't you read Don Haynes' reply out to everybody? Maybe Don will join us on the panel. Archie, I have it up on the screen. Why don't you read Don Haynes' reply? Because I think he disagrees with you. It's up on the screen.
I love reading these to see how clueless the CEOs really are about the company. The biggest problem with Breguet is it doesn't make a hype watch. Duh! Horological significance in the past, but no one gave a fuck about the 10 hertz movement. It's not like the ground. By the way, I'm wearing my Inemu dial, okay? It's not like the Grand Seiko spring drive revolution. It's an evolution of the same shit you've been doing for 250 years. The marketing is non-existent, and your collection is a little stale, and your Type 20 aviation watch is not finished on the movement, you cheap bastards. I love their watches, but fuck. This guy is a twat and disconnected and just a pretty boy.
There you go, Archie. You got words from the Watchfather. Now, we do have Super Chats, AC3, so why don't you read them here? Starchy
Super Chats, Starchy, $2. Arch, how much do you have in the bank? Well, I tell you what. You know what, Tan? Full screen, I will show you exactly my bank balance.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. So firstly, I've got a Commonwealth Bank account. I'm just logging in to the CommBank app. Here we go. There we go. That tells you my balance. $23, and my MasterCard is 133 over the limit.
Ooh. That Google check hasn't come in yet.
You don't believe me. You're saying, no, Arch, you're lying. Okay, well, let's just press the credit card button. There we go. That's the balance. Okay? Wah. And I've got another account. Hang on. Just hang on. Would you hang on there, Tan the man?
Go for it.
I've got another account. It's only fair that I bring up it as well. Would you agree with that?
I think you need to be fully transparent.
It's just loading it up. Here we go. So I got 3. Here we go. Have a look, Tan the man. I got $288 in my savings account.
0 in the emergency fund.
There we go. There's the home loan. That's with the HELOC. I took the HELOC and the investment property. It's fully mortgaged. All mortgage, fuckface. All leveraged. We got more leverage here than a Mack truck. I use gearing. More gear. Look at that.
Very good.
I've got one more credit card. Do you want to see the balance on that?
Sure, man. Why not?
Okay, I'm just loading it up now. Because I had to pay for my Geneva trip. Did you think Geneva was free? Did you?
Geneva was $60 Burger King bills, man.
Okay, this is my NAB Platinum card. I'm $64.40 over my credit limit. I got a $10,000 credit limit.
Super chat now, guys. We got super chats flying in, Archie. Why don't you read them?
And you got people like Angelic and Narc who are saying, get Eddie to Cash App. Cash App, Eddie. Cash App.
Yeah, but did those guys cash up Eddie?
No idea. JD,
I asked that question. And he said no. So go ahead.
JD, 15 cents. Arch, have you started wearing shampoo recently? Your hair is looking silky, man, instead of the usual grease. No, what happened was I went swimming in a pool. The chlorine has taken the extra grease out. Early bird gets the worm, $3. Archie cannot afford to super chat.
There you go.
Now, can you show me the new Breguet releases?
There is no new Breguet releases. It's just a new CEO who's talking shit. Doesn't know what he's doing, Archie. He's going to do a whole lot of the same old bullshit.
No, but
Breguet's going to continue to sink.
They've got to, I told you, they have to reduce production and can I share some secrets with you?
Share some secrets. I'm going to show you the Marine collection because I don't think this is a good looking.
You know, my safe. I no longer keep my watches in my safe. I've only keep a couple.
Right.
What do you think the most valuable thing I could keep in the safe at home is?
Women's shoes. Your wife's shoe collection.
I'm going to close my door here. No, I got to tell you something, Tan. I had some romantic liaisons over the years, okay?
You're gonna the collection.
And I've got all the underwear from a couple romances and affairs, okay? There we go.
All ziplocked, all you're keeping the aroma fresh.
And I've given express instructions. These ones here are when I die. These are to be placed inside my mouth when I'm in the coffin.
Well, there you go. Super chats, Archie. Why don't we read these super chats?
Super chats. Jay, who's got another super chat? Another 15 cents.
Yep.
Eddie's a decade younger and has not debt. The world is his oyster. Thank you, 15 cents. Jeremy Kearney, €2.50. This is for the Eddie Fund. Cheers. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one more.
Starchy, $2. Where would you be without your dad to bail you out? My dad doesn't bail me out. I bail him out.
I mean, Plastic and Saab said your dad basically got you every job you ever had, like the KBR gig.
Oh, no. No. My dad, no, definitely not. I got that myself. Fuck.
You got it and you lost it yourself, Archie Luxury.
Well, it was they actually offered me a job in Papua New Guinea. Believe it or not, that was one. I got fired from the waste plant for doing work, for doing YouTube at work.
Yep.
But KBR, they offered me a job in Iraq and in Papua New Guinea.
I don't think you would have survived either of those countries. Look at these Hormundis, Archie. 108,500 Canadian dollars.
Tell me this. Would you, if you were me, would you get rid of my white gold world time? You saw my world time. I took it to Geneva.
Yep, I did. I love the world time. Would
you sell that to get one of these? Yes or no?
No fucking way. Are you kidding me? Who am I talking to if you're telling me to sell Patek to buy Breguet? Come on.
By the way, I got something arrived today from the delivery man.
Why don't you show us?
Starchy, father co-signed for your 3 Series you like. I wish he would. The cunt wouldn't do anything. You know what I had to do? Let me fucking give you the drum. That cunt never fucking guaranteed nothing. I was in charge of my dad's office when he went away. The only way I could get a gold or a platinum credit card was to lie about my earnings. And when they rang up to check, I was answering the phone. And I basically fucking had to take it into my own hands and tell them the figures. Arch, I would love to own a Patek white gold world time.
Nobody would trade a fucking Patek world time for a Hormundi. Come on, man.
I'm going to show you. This just turned up. You want to see this?
Let's do the unboxing. Let's do the moleskin unboxing.
Okay, so you know I'm a huge car fan, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And you've got an Italian car, don't you? You like Italian?
Italian supercar with a Ford V8.
With a what?
With a Ford V8.
Does it have a Ford V8?
Nah, it's the Pantera.
Okay, have a look at this. This was my my foray into Italian cars.
All right, we're gonna look at an Alfa Romeo or a Fiat.
Da 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 da.
There you go. Alpha. See, I fucking called it, Archie. Alfa Romeo.
That's a nice car, isn't it? That was I had a 156.
Who doesn't like an Alfa? Now, why didn't you get it in the red?
I bought it secondhand. It was actually blue metallic paint I had. I had the blue,
Okay.
cosmic blue metallic was my color, but they don't have the model in that color. I just got to take what I could get, okay?
So Forbin says Alpha GTV, not this shitter, and then Lucas P is asking if it's the 156.
Yes, it is the 156, of course.
Well, Lucas P got it. I figured it was either an Alpha or it was going to be a Fiat, one of those two. It would not be a Ferrari.
I can't afford a Ferrari.
You can afford
What did you think of my friend Dave? He's got a Stradale. What do you think of the Stradale?
Dave, the super collector.
Yeah.
Well, what's a Stradale? Like, isn't it a type of car, like a type of Ferrari Stradale? Like, which
Maserati Stradale.
Oh, he's at the Maserati. I don't remember seeing it. I know you were at the dealership, but I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't remember it. I know Mr. X, who's in the chat. He has a Diablo. You've seen his Diablo.
He's got a Diablo?
Mr. X. You remember Mr. X from Australia? He's got the Diablo that you've checked out. The Diablo.
Oh, yes. He let me drive the Bentley.
Hey, he's in the chat. He hangs out every day with us.
Far out. So cool. Thank you.
Super chats.
Why 15 cents, JD? Why doesn't Narc hop on to talk about Dave?
No idea.
Patek Chris, $9 New Zealand. AC3, name 3 Patek Philippes from the current collection that you'd have an industrial accident to own. Bring up the Patek website, big boy. Well, I can tell you exactly what I would have if I had choices. 3 Pateks. 3 modern Pateks. I would have to say, firstly, you want a perpetual calendar. I'd get one exactly like Tan's. Okay. I think that's the most beautiful. Just further down. Yeah, that's it. Actually, further down that's the one. 5320G. Okay. Then I would want 5320G. Yep. Then I would want I'd want to get a Patek World Time. So let's go to the World Complications.
I think they only have the World Time date now.
Yeah. Well, actually,
they still have the cloisonné as well.
And that's the cloisonné with the Australian map. It's in white gold. Look at that, because different metal. Just go down.
Oh, that's right here.
Yeah. So 5231 Australia. Look at that. Australia's map. That's the one I want.
All right. You need one more, Archie.
One more piece of cake. Stay on complications. I'd get that chronograph. I'd get the chronograph, manual wind. There we go. Syringe hand 5172. What a beautiful watch.
No, I think those are all solid choices, AC3. All solid choices. I'll tell you what the 3 I'd pick here, but you grab the super chat first, and I'll tell you the 3.
Yeah. Starchy Luxury, $2. When are you going to pay your father back? He's been paid back in full with interest.
With interest. Okay, AC3. Let's talk about interest. So if I'm gonna pick one from each. So Grand Complications. You guys all know, Archie, I love me perpetual calendar chronograph. So I'm gonna go with this one.
You love perpetual. He loves perpetual calendar chronographs. But would you get it on the bracelet or by itself?
Look how nice this is on the bracelet. Come on, man. Rose gold, full rose gold bracelet, Archie. Not only do you have a fuck off complication, you got a fuck off bracelet as well to tell people to fuck right off.
It is beautiful. Don't you think that's the most beautiful watch you've seen in your life?
I think so. I'd go with the 5270. So that's in the Grand Complications. Let's go to the complication section. Complications, I'm going to go with what you're saying, AC3. I'm going to go with the same one, cloisonné dial, white gold. Look, it's not the map for me. I get it, but I prefer. I don't like it in the yellow gold. So I would get it. I would get this one. I agree with you
You
on that
don't
one.
like it in yellow gold? Sorry, say that again.
Nah, I preferred in this white gold. I think this white gold looks.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe I've just seen Jamie's too much. I don't know what it is, but I like it in the yellow gold. You don't see too many of them. I'm gonna go in the.
The funny thing is, why didn't you say? I don't understand this.
Mhm.
Why didn't you mention anything about an Aquanaut or a?
No, I'm not going there. I'm gonna go to my third. My third watch is in the. Unlike you, because I was surprised you didn't go here. But unlike you, I'm going to go to the Calatrava lineup here. Calatrava's AC3. What Calatrava do you think I'm going to pick out of all of these?
Oh my God, you're going to get a Calatrava. I'd go 5227. No?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You go for the new platinum.
I'm going to go for the 6196. The classic. Can you full screen, Archie? Can you tell us what they call this at Patek Philippe?
It's the Grand Classique.
The Grand Classique from Patek Philippe. Those would be my three. I go perpetual counter chronograph.
But you must admit, the white, don't you think having a white gold 5196 is basically the sensible man's choice?
Smaller movement, cooler movement.
So fucking what?
Yeah, but don't you want to see the movement, Archie? Come on, man.
I don't, not particularly, doesn't matter.
Particularly. All right. Well, I want to see the movement, so that's why I would take. But look,
because you could get your country club, you could get your, those, when you join that snooty country club, you could get your initials put on there or stuff like that.
Yeah, that's for sure. We got another super chat here from GD EC3.
GD, I love GD. Don't you love him or not? He can be really cool, that guy.
No, we love his Argentinian.
15 cents, GD. After seeing your bank balance, you should appreciate the 15 cents more. Definitely.
There you go.
Is that a beautiful car, the Alfa? You didn't like Alfa Romeos?
I like Alphas. I never said I didn't like them. I assumed you would get an Alpha. So
I had an Alfa, you know that?
I know you did, but wasn't it red, your Alpha?
No, cosmic blue metallic.
Cosmic blue, man. I always thought it was
red.
I
had that stupid Formula One paddle shift, the floppy, it wasn't even floppy paddles, it was just buttons on the steering wheel.
Yeah. So you asked me why I wouldn't pick an Aquanaut or a Nautilus. Now, if you look at the three I picked, Archie, I picked perpetual calendar chronograph. So you're covering two heavy
perpetual calendar chronograph. Yes, sir.
Two heavy hitter complications. Then you get the world time, right? Your travel watch. And then you've got your simple dress watch, 6196, no date, no fuckery, no nothing, just, small seconds, hours and minutes. That's all you need. So to me, that is the essence of the brand. Like, I really don't see, are the Aquanaut and the Nautilus cool watches? Yeah. But they're not the essence of this brand. And to me, these are kind of like the side pieces. They're not really the core. And so I want to go for the core. I don't really want the other stuff, personally.
Yeah. I got to tell you, Tan, I greatly love the 5168G, the white gold one. That is fucking killer, don't you think?
Yeah, would you get that in the blue or in the green?
Oh, the blue. Fuck yes, the blue. I'm a blue man, Tan. You know that.
Yeah, I think Bear's a big fan of the grenade. Not really for me. Like, I agree. I like this one. Gary, Gary the Gangster with the platinum day date? He had one of these.
He had one of what? He had a blue one?
Yeah, the blue one.
Has he still got it?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Gary, if you're in the chat, let us know. But I know that Gary used to have 5168. I haven't really asked him about it recently.
What's happened to Gary? I haven't heard from Gary in ages.
I think he comes around Luxie's show in the morning sometimes. He's around. Yeah, he mostly goes on the morning show. America 5726 says this new platinum Calatrava is really nice. I think they knocked it out of the park. I agree. I think the 6196. We're so used to saying 5196 here. 6196 Archie for me, 38 mils, because those watches always wore big. Like that 37 mil wore like a 38. So this 38 is going to wear slightly bigger and probably wear like a 39. So.
Yeah, you reckon it will wear bigger?
Well, I saw the lugs in person. They're pretty long.
I don't see this after wearing a 47 mil Pam for a week. You know what? It doesn't really wear bigger. You know that?
Yeah, but look, you like to exaggerate that shit, but like, Also, the lug to lug on those are not anywhere near what you would expect on a 40. Like they're wearable. They're wearable enough, you could say. You know, because those
Wearable enough.
I mean, the 44 mil. I mean, a traditional 44 mil watch for me is big, but I can wear a Luminor all day long because it's just short from that perspective. It's not a huge lug to lug watch, you could say.
You can wear a Luminor yourself.
I can wear a Luminor myself. So your 47, Archie, does not impress me. It does not impress moi.
I see. Well, I love the California dial, don't you?
I love the California dial.
I got.
Who doesn't like a California dial?
Let me pull it out. I've got it here.
Go for it, man.
Suede strap. Did you know I got a suede strap for the Pam?
Yeah, you showed it to me in person. I was there in Geneva when you got it.
Okay, so you haven't seen it on the actual watch. Hey, Mike, look at on the watch itself.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Here, Pam. 44 is kind of like their Midland standard. I mean, I've seen them
That's
go
their 38 mil. That's their 38 mil.
I owned a 40 mil Pam that had the El Primero movement in it and a metal bracelet, which is really unique. If you ever look at their bracelets, they're very unique compared to any other bracelet. But I bought it kind of an impulse buy. When I got it home, I realized it was only 40. And you know me, I'm a big watch guy, right? So that watch didn't last long.
Send it back?
I sold it back and bought a 44 millimeter.
Did you lose money?
No.
By the way, Mikey, there's my Alfa Romeo. I had an Alfa Romeo.
Nice.
You like Alfa Romeo?
Yes. I love Alfa Romeo.
You got a super chat on the screen, Archie Luxury.
Super chat on the screen. Starchy, $2. How much money do you carry on hand?
I mean, you brought a fair share to that FP Journe restaurant. 70 Swiss franc.
$80.
$80. All right. Mikey, congratulations on the sub, man.
Really and that's in the Goyard wallet. That's in the Goyard
just
wallet.
Put it away.
Supplied by Tan. How were those cigars I gave you? I gave you a box of...
Yeah, the Davidoffs. I tried the Davidoffs first. They were good. I haven't tried the other one, the longer one.
No, the other one was a Davidoff as well.
I haven't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was a Macaduca.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one. Davidoff ones were nice.
You had them all? They're all gone?
No. I had one.
And what about the caramel bunny I gave you?
Oh, that was gone. Not in Geneva when I got home, but that was like murdered in like an evening. So.
And the Toblerone, you ate them on the plane back?
Toblerones, I think I had them there. I had some there. Those were good, little small, different flavors. They were really. My wife enjoyed them. She was.
Toblerone's awesome chocolate.
Yeah, man. Archie got us. My wife and I some pretty nice gifts. So thank you to the Pontiff for those gifts. But AC3, I didn't have a chance to congratulate Mikey. I wanted to obviously congratulate him on the 41 mil sub. We've been me and Mikey have been doing shows, Archie, together, talking about that 41 mil sub for a couple weeks now. So I'm happy he's finally got it, man.
More than that, like years almost. No, at least a year. When we met in San Francisco, you know, my story was exactly the same. My next watch is going to be a 41 sub because I'm starting my collection over, and yeah. I'm so very, very, very happy to have gotten it, and I bought it from a local store that specializes in coins, like rare coins, and they also do jewelry, and they always have 3 or 4 nice watches in their case, and so I lucked out, and I got this one, brand new, never worn. For $13,500 no tax.
Nice.
Which I think is a really good price. And now yesterday on the dungeon, Narc and Uzi started to just tear me up, saying, "You bought it from a pawn shop, and how do you know it's real?" and blah blah blah, and they just laid into me, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, man, give me a little bit of credit, first of all, so, you know, to know what I'm looking at. Second of all, I bought it from a reputable store. It's been around. It's a family business, been around for 35 years. if there is anything wrong with it, I have recourse. Okay. Um, but man, they tore into me. They went personal. They went, or at least Narc did. He went way over the top one more time. Archie, I remember when I said keep Narc on, and I was like, kind of, you know what? I retract that. Fuck Narc. Keep him off. Fuck Narc.
The guy's
He's a
a
fucking
total
asshole.
He is a fucking asshole, and he does nothing himself. He doesn't buy anything himself.
He doesn't contribute shit. He doesn't. All he does, he jumps. He's not even a watch guy. You know, he said he has 5 or 6 watches, and I said, "What do you got?" And he said, "Oh, I got some Timexes and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, well, like, you know, that doesn't count."
Well, that's the part I didn't understand, Mike. Was like, you got a guy who's got a bunch of Timexes trying to tell you about Rolexes. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, whatever, man. Narc can say where the fuck he wants. What the hell does he know, right?
Exactly.
P-Cards, member for 24 months. Congratulations on the sub, Mikey.
Thanks, P-Cards, very much. It means a lot from you. Yeah, the thing about Narc is he literally makes this stuff up, and he'll take something like, you know, that I didn't say, and later on he'll say, "You said it. You said this. You called me this, and I never did." And and he just does shit like that, and there's no point in arguing with somebody that is like, you know, like spruiking a false narrative. You know,
there's no point arguing with a fool. You know that he's a fool. Okay, I'm gonna have some Easter egg celebration.
It is still Easter Monday here in Canada. I don't know if you guys call it Easter Monday in the U.S. there, Mikey, but Easter Monday here in Canada. So anyways, Mike, you must be stoked for your new subby. And look, I'm happy you got the 41 mil. You were debating getting the SD43, maybe saving a bit of cash to go to the 40, but you said the 40 you never really liked the super case on those.
I don't like the maxi case 40s, but I do. I love the regular, you know, before the maxi case pre-ceramic 40 subs are wonderful. The only problem is they lay a little flat on my wrist, and they cause that little. I have a permanent dimple in my hand from subs. The old 40 millimeter subs. There's a dimple right there.
Yep.
So I switched to buying sea dwellers because they have more of a rounded bottom and they lift a little bit more up off your wrist, and I never had that crown issue hitting my hand. And so, you know, I had at one point, you know, a couple of subs and a couple of sea dwellers, and then I lost them in the fires. And then after that, I bought everything I bought after that was all ceramic, you know, and newer.
I think it's a good choice, Mike. It's something that's gonna, you know, you're happy with it. It's exactly what you wanted. So that's good that you didn't like settle for something lesser. I think if you settled, you just wouldn't have been happy. And
I waited a long time. People don't realize, you know, when I sold the car, I've had enough money to run out and buy this watch for a long time, but I didn't want it. It would have like hit my overall net worth, you know, personal worth, like too hard. And so I decided that I was going to save for a few more months. And then when I had enough to go, you know, hunting, I would go hunting. And that time came about, and I just happened to have that watch was still in the case at that coin shop jewelry store.
Yeah.
And so I went in and bought it, and I got it for $13,500 no tax, which I think is pretty close to list if you know you're buying it at retail plus tax, which is great. They gave it to me no tax, $13,500 out the door. So
what would you say is the best part of that watch? Like, what really drew you to the 41 mil sub?
The fact that they fixed all the problems that I had with the 40 sub. It doesn't. It's a little taller, slightly. It doesn't dig into my wrist. The crown doesn't dig into my wrist. They fixed the lugs. They transition very smoothly into the bracelet. I love their glide lock clasp that you know never was on the older pre-ceramics, and Yeah, they fixed all the little nitpicky issues I had about the 40 sub and put it into the 41 without having to go all the way to 44, and get or 43 and get another sea dweller, because I think I'm gonna probably not buy any more watches for a long time. And this is so if I'm gonna have one watch only for a long time, this is the one.
All right, Archie, you got a super chat here on the screen.
Super chat. Where have you been? Phoenician Cedar, $2. Mike the Snake. When was the last time your scale was calibrated?
Oh yeah, they were trying to get me to prove that my watch was real by weigh it, show us.
Nuts.
And
nuts.
so I showed them on my scale, and my scale is in 0.5 gram increments, so it could have been 150. I think the weight of it is 159. Okay, and it said 158.5, but it could have been 158.59. And my scale would still say 158.5 until I hit 160 or 159. And so they were like, "Oh, you got a fake, you got fucking ripped off. You're such a fool." And then Narc, just went over he did this the other day too. He went way overboard and started getting personal and talking about my mom and my financials, and it's just
what business is it of his anyhow?
It's exactly what I told him. But him, when he's on a roll, he has trouble talking over himself. And especially when he's literally making shit up. He's literally pulling a lot of facts that he's accusing me or others of straight out of his ass. He's not speaking from actuality or the real state of the situation. And so that's what yeah, man, he's off my book. If he comes on, I'm off. I will not share the screen with him.
Yeah, man, I hear you, Mike. I heard the convo yesterday. And look, like I said, what the fuck does Narc know? He doesn't even collect watches. And look, do what Archie does. When Narc asks you a personal question, you ask him a personal question right back. That's how you respond. You respond to his question with a question, guys. Archie, Mikey, I got to run. I just want to say a big congrats again to Mikey. I got to go get some dinner, guys. I'll be in the chat. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Dan. Love you, man.
See you, boys.
Hey, how are you, Mikey?
I'm doing okay. I just went out wore my Rolex out and about for the second time in its life, and got into a couple of nice conversations with a few other people with some okay watches, and had a great day shopping and just wearing that watch. I love it. It's great, and I'm very happy with that. And now it really releases me to either, if I want, buy another watch later, or I've got other interests I've always have, but I've stopped following them when COVID happened, and now I'm grabbing life by the horns again, and I'm getting back into flying model planes. I'm getting back into racing cars. I'm getting back into all the shit I used to do, and so. Yeah, drop 10 grand or 15 grand doesn't come to me easily. So it may be quite a while before I get another watch, but I am 100% hunky-dory happy with my 41 sub.
We got a super chat here. P Cars member for 24 months. Congrats on the sub, Mikey. That's for you, Mikey.
Thank you, P Cars. Picars I hold in the highest regard. He was nice enough when I had my Porsche to get me a Patek pass, which I think is like $400 for this big Porsche show they had at Laguna Seca. And I wasn't able to make it, so I luckily was able to send it back to him overnight, and he was able to, give it to somebody else. So I'm glad it didn't go to waste or anything like that. I would have. What's that?
Where was the Patek show?
at Laguna Seca Raceway. It's a very famous. It's a very famous American racetrack. And so, anyways, I had every intention of going there, but then after I got the car home, I would have had to trailer it there. I wouldn't have trusted driving it all the way 3 hours to the
I got a
track
super
and back.
chat crypto walk $5. The VC 222 historic over the Patek World Time. I like looking at A. Lange pieces. Are they worth it and they retain decent value? I don't think any of this stuff in the modern age, Patek, Vacheron, if you buy this new, the retained value can be difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty exclusive. Each company seems to have a watch or two, a model or two that, holds their value or goes up, and then the rest of the line does the normal depreciation drop that you see. But most Rolexes don't, if you can get them at list. But yeah. Every company seems to have one or two watches. Like my Orange Monsters, so I got it for $129, and I think they're around $600 or $800 now. And my Pogue is worth, it was Seiko made a bunch of watches that looked identical, but just had micro differences to make it not a real Pogue, whereas mine's a real Pogue. And since it's a real Pogue, it's worth, I think, around a G to 1,200.
You never sell it. Your dad gave you that watch.
Yeah, no, that's my. I'll never sell that watch. To
answer your question, look, crypto walk. You got to buy this shit on the pre-owned. You don't want to buy that shit new. That's for sure. You want to buy it pre-owned.
Wow. A. Lang & Son, man, they're up there price wise. So I agree with Archie 100%.
And I got to tell you something, Mikey. Mikey, I got to tell you something. I think the sub you bought was such an amazing piece. I love it, man.
Yeah, people ask me, did it come with the white tag? Yes, it came with the white tag. It came with the green tag, the green plastic thing on the string. It came with all the books and pamphlets. It came with the card.
Well, even if it didn't, doesn't matter. It's still a great buy.
Oh, of course, but a full package is even better, right?
Well, you're going to wear it, but it doesn't really make much difference, does it?
I think, okay, down the road, let's say, it probably would, between selling a naked watch compared to a full box and papers, well cared for watch, Rolex down the road, like this particular model down the road, I think a full package would definitely bring you quite a bit more. That's just my guess. But yeah, compared to naked, I think the full box and papers with every little thing it came with, adds, I can only guess, you would have a better idea, Archie. Like, let's say 5 years from now, the price of a 41 sub is, the average list is, let's say, 15. Okay, just throwing a number out there. But you'll find maybe one for 14 at naked, and you'll find one for 16, 17, 18 that's a full box and papers, in mint condition, like that. You know that. I mean, you see it all the time, like just in looking at ads, like on David SW and stuff. The full box and papers ones are always listed for more.
I'm gonna run a clip here. I'm gonna run a clip for a couple minutes because we're doing a Breguet show today. Breguet show, and there's been some comments about with Breguet, been some comments saying that how do you fix Breguet? Well, how would you fix this this great brand? How would you fix this great brand? And I really do think myself that Breguet is a wonderful brand. Okay, I think they're a great. I really love Breguet. So, Mikey, I'm just going to run this if you don't mind. I'm going to run this. How would you fix Breguet? How can Breguet be rescued? I'm going to run this clip. Let me run it. I'm going to run this clip, and we'll just have a bit of a look here. Okay, I want you to have a look at this. Okay. Hey guys, Archie Luxury here, Archie Luxury channel. Quick wristwatch check. What am I wearing today? Rolex two-tone bluesy. Guys, I'm making this video. How can Breguet be helped? Heaps of videos out there. Breguet needs to fix things. They need to do this. So I'd like to make a video, my own opinion on what should happen. And the reason I'm making the video, of course, is I love Breguet. I have 3. Actually, I own 4. 1 was stolen, but I've got 3 rose gold Breguets in my possession. That's correct, guys. I really do love the brand. Yes, I do. Crazy enthusiast. Crazy enthusiast. That's right. I'm a crazy enthusiast who just adores the brand. That's right. I love the brand. I love it so much. 3 Breguets here. Look at this. We've got the Breguet 7147 rose gold automatic. We got a 7057 manual wine traditional. And we've got a Breguet Type 21 sports chronograph flyback. So we've got piece from classic line. We've got classic, we've got traditional, and we've got the sport. Okay, 3 gold Breguet. So what do I think needs to be done? Well, I got to tell you something. Firstly, let's have a look at some of the other commentary on Breguet, and let's have a quick bit of a sticky beak at some of the comments that are out there. Let's have a look at some of the comments that are there, because let's face it, guys. Yeah, let's have a look and see what the dudes. Let's go and see what the dudes are saying.
They're great people, very passionate, by the way. Mont Blanc, shade. Don't even want to look at it. Breguet. That brand has single-handedly more history than any of these brands combined. And I just don't understand how they can fall off a cliff like they did.
Fuck me dead. How did you put on so much weight, Nico? How did you fuck up a Ferrari? How did you convince people to buy? How did you convince people to buy that latest watch with that tragic Chinese movement in it?
They fell off Mount Everest, mate. Louis Breguet, the inventor of the tourbillon. I mean, name me any watch brand with a richer history than Breguet. Honestly, I am so sad to see. There's no clear direction where the brand is heading. There's no clear identity. They're making the same shit. I genuinely believe.
Same shit. I like their shit. I think their shit is good shit.
And this is sad, and I want some funeral music on this, under this, right? Because I'm a fan. If Breguet is maintaining the course they're heading now, they're heading straight to their own coffin.
It's pretty nasty shit there, what has been said there, Mike. What do you think? It's pretty nasty. Breguet's a great brand. They don't need to do anything. What they need to do is 3 things. I tell you what they need to do. It's in the video here. Listen to this.
5-6 years, Breguet is on. Who?
Fuck me dead. This is hardly Steve. Look at this. Absolutely no style. He's not Steve. Look at this guy here. Let's get some commentary on this. This dude
There's
here.
a legacy brand that people like to complain about. It's Breguet. Most of the comments speak to how Swatch is mismanaging Breguet and how Breguet is completely forgotten compared to its contemporaries like Audemars Piguet.
Okay, we got a South African dude with absolutely no style. He's not Steve fucking McQueen, is he?
Vacheron and Patek Philippe. How bad is it really with Breguet? And if it is as bad as everyone says, why is it the case? And what would it take to get Breguet to a better place? That's what we're going to talk about. Today, they've got a couple of lines. The Marine is their, relatively speaking, more the Breguet Marine. I won't make personal judgments as to its quality.
Fuck me dead. This is hardly Steve fucking McQueen. He's not exactly the style guru of the decade, is he? This dude here, you're going to take fashion advice from this dude. I'm afraid that that's enough said. Look, I got to tell you something, guys. Please listen to your pontiff. And let me tell you this here. Breguet is a fantastic brand. Have a look here. Look at that. There's me with a Type 21 in a bit of fun. Look at this here. This is on a strap. That's another good. That's a cool friend of mine, Mark Goldberg. He's a future Breguet customer. Breguet, you got to embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace. That's what we need to do. Guys, you've got some superb watches. What you need to do, in my opinion, it's simple. It's simple. Let me tell you what we need to do for Breguet. And it's gonna I'm just gonna say it so you guys understand. I've got 3 bits of advice. Number 1, we need to halve production. Okay, we need to cut production in 2. Number 2, we need to increase prices by around about 45 to 65%. That's correct. We need to up the prices. And number 3, here we go, guys. Here we go. What we need to do is, with the archives, we've got to follow Patek's example. It doesn't matter whether you bought it brand new or secondhand. You get your name in the archives. That is it. That is it. Increase prices, reduce production, and let every fucker put their name into the archives. It worked for Patek. It will work for Breguet. Breguet. That's the advice, Mike. What do you think of that, hey? And we got Herman Rance on the screen. How are you, Herman?
I'm okay, Archie. How are you?
I am great. What's new with you?
No, I'm just listening to your commentary on the Breguet there.
What do you think? Give me your verdict.
Well, they got to try it. It might work. What else? What are their other options to continue doing the same thing? They got to do something.
Well, maybe they don't. Maybe they just continue on normal. I love Breguet. When are you getting a Breguet? Please. Herman, you are a Breguet man. I'm going to tell you, this is a Breguet man. I'm just bringing it up on the screen now. Mikey, you need to add a Breguet. Get a Breguet in, and you are fucking done. I'm going to show you. Look at this. This is a Breguet man. Look at this, Herman.
Beautiful.
You've got to practice that pissed off look. You like that pissed off look?
Yeah,
Yes.
Sure. You bet, man. I wouldn't.
People in the old days always looked pissed off in photograph.
Yeah, if I walked by you in the grocery store, I wouldn't strike up a conversation with you, looking like that with that face on. You look, a little serious.
Hey, you look like the CEO of a Swiss watch company.
I totally agree with you, Herman.
You look like Terry Stern, except you're wearing a Breguet.
You know, Breguet is so fucking cool. I love, you know, I was at a Patek event in Switzerland, and the guy there, he does the Guilloche. He told me he learned his craft at Breguet. He spent 16 years at Breguet before he went to Patek. It tells you everything. He respects the Breguet brand name. He respects it.
Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, Mike, I think you need a Breguet. That's all you need is a Breguet.
Possibly, Archie. I've not really looked at the line too heavily. But as you know, like I'm a more of a sports watch, dive watch kind of guy, and I'm a bracelet kind of guy. And does Breguet make either of those? I'm sure they have something on a bracelet, but
Did they make something big enough for Mike's wrist? I mean, Mike doesn't
Well,
like 39 millimeter, 38
yeah,
millimeter pieces. You know?
40 or bigger is kind of like my cutoff line, you know.
Man,
But,
Mikey, you just need to get a dress watch, Breguet dress watch on a leather strap.
Yeah, but you know what? I would only be getting it to get it because the number of times that I like in my life, as it is, that I run into like
Yeah.
needing to wear a suit type situations are never. So yeah,
It doesn't fit his lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't see myself buying a dress watch. You know, like I would hope my next watch to be because I'm probably not going to buy any watches for a long time, but I would hope my next watch to be that Vacheron that I've wanted for a while.
Vacheron is a great brand. Herman, do you miss not having your Chopard? I'm into the Chopard brand, by the way. I got my wife a Chopard. By the way, I got a few super chats to catch up on. Amazing air show videos, $2. Congratulations on your new watch, Mike. You betcha. And we've got Patek Philippe, $2. Tell us 3 reasons why Breguet sucks. Number 1 is that it's a non-hype brand. Number 2, it doesn't appeal to the masses. And number 3,
don't buy them at retail.
We need rock stars with no talent to plug them. That's what we need. But I got to tell you, honestly, it is incredible times.
Yeah, it's a good time to pick up a Breguet if that's what rings your bell for sure. A lot of these.
Yep. Herman, your wife, you got her a Chopard. How does she feel that you don't have a Chopard now?
She doesn't pay attention to what watch I'm wearing. She doesn't really care about that. I don't know. She doesn't really think about it. What the brand is. I don't know.
Why do you say that?
That's just the truth.
But she's Japanese, isn't she?
Yes, yeah. She was born in the center of Tokyo.
And doesn't she understand the art? You're a musician. You're an artist. Doesn't she appreciate that or not?
Yeah.
What does she say about your art?
She likes it.
She classically trained herself?
Yeah.
Tell me this, Herman. What Breguet would you buy? Out of all the Breguets, what do you see yourself? I think you are a Breguet man. They have Arthur Rubin fucking Stein. Arthur fucking Rubinstein. You heard of that cunt? Have you heard of that fucking cunt?
I've heard of Arthur Rubinstein. Yes. He was a pianist, a great pianist.
Not a pianist. He's the greatest pianist that ever fucking lived.
Well, no, but he was very great, though. But anyway, I would get the one that you have, the thin one. What is that called? The Classique. I get me a Classique. I like their moon phases. I might get me one with a moon phase if money was no object.
I gotta tell you something, Herman. You can't fucking shut yourself down. You gotta say, do it. I'm wearing a Breguet today. That's my Breguet I'm wearing today. You know why I wear Breguet? Do you know why I wear a Breguet? Do you know why?
Because you're a Breguet man.
Look at that. Look at how it sits under the fucking cuff, Herman.
Yeah, that's nice. I like it. I just don't like the lugs. The lugs, I don't dig the lugs, but everything else I do like. Yeah, nice and thin. Nice. It's manual wind, of course, right? Yeah.
This is automatic, actually, Herman. No day.
Really?
No fucking lousy day to fuck up the aesthetics.
That's right. Yeah.
Automatic uses 3/4 movement. 3/4, Herman.
3/4 plate.
You betcha, Herman.
They use that a lot in the German watchmaking, the 3/4 plate. Isn't that like a pocket watch, a reference to pocket watches or whatever? Harkening back. I don't know. You got a picture of the other side? Let's see the other side of it.
What do you think of this Seiko? That's another thing I like.
Yeah, Seiko's cool, man.
I'm trying to sell that fucking thing. I had no luck yet.
Oh.
I'm really into ancient art. Now, that Seiko is so fucking beautiful, don't you think?
It's nice. It's nice.
I like this Seiko.
So I'm trying to sell it. It's about 1950 Aussie, and I can't get fuckers to buy it. Why is that?
How many meters water resistance?
Who cares? 200. What is it? 200 meters on the dial, Herman.
Yeah, I can't see it. That's on my phone, and I'm blind, so I can't read the dial. Yeah,
Herman, I've also
it's a lot of money, man.
I'm an artist now. I want to show you guys something. Can I show you something or not?
Yes, show us something, please.
So I'm into wax seals now because I'm a Breguet man. So I'm going to light my candle. I've got my candle going. Because this is how I get my wax. You into wax seals?
It's cool. I mean, yeah. If I never have a time, I wouldn't have a time to use it, but you know, it looks nice on a postcard or whatever. Not a postcard, a letter. Nobody sends letters.
I want to get fucks in my life. I want fucks, Herman.
Arch, did you get that made, or does it say Breguet on it, or is it just have a symbol of some kind, and you just acquired it? I'm asking Mike, your stamp.
Yeah.
Is that a Breguet stamp, or did you have it custom made?
I got it on eBay.
Okay.
You know eBay?
Yeah, I know eBay. Sure.
Breguet stamp. No, yeah, it's eBay stamp. Yeah.
I love eBay because it's cheap, affordable, Mikey.
Yeah, those are two good things.
And, I like riding horses. I think cars are kind of whack. I think we should go back to riding horses. I think that's cool too. You can imagine getting your horse and riding your horse, instead of getting in your car. That would be cool, man. The only thing is they shit all the time. That's the only
And they're
problem.
expensive. They're expensive. Those fuckers are expensive as well. You know
Yeah.
that?
Around here, owning and riding a horse is like a financial statement almost.
It's like having a BMW, just a complete waste of money.
I hate horses personally.
Oh, why is that?
You hate horses?
I hate horses, and
Jesus, what the hell?
Exactly, Herman? You hit it on the head, Herman.
From 4th to 7th or 8th grade, every day after school, I rode my bike up and down this crazy up and down road, and I cleaned horse stalls after school every day, and they vastly underpaid me, and I got kicked. I can't tell you how many times by ornery horses, and they're just big dumb fucking animals.
No, horses are nice, man.
They're nice, yeah. I mean,
Dumb fucking animals. Jeez, man. Man, we didn't know you had so much pent up hostility towards horses.
It's not pent up. I just don't like them. That's all.
The Dakota situation.
Did you ever smack one of them? Smack one of them occasionally?
No, fuck no, man.
Hit him with a broomstick or something.
I was cleaning their stall. I was like boxed in with them, and they were jumping around and kicking me, and I did everything I could just to get out of that stall alive and move on to the next one. And yeah, it just
you had to defend yourself.
And the few times that I tried riding a horse were like, the horse can tell like whether you're experienced or not, so if it knows it's got a dumb shit on its back that doesn't know how to control it, it'll basically do what it wants, and it won't respond to your controls.
I got a super chat. The Undertaker, $3. Mike the Snake, did you trade your Speedy for the new subby?
No, not at all. And in fact, my brother recently came to visit from Texas, and I gave my Speedy to my brother.
What? You don't have the Speedy anymore?
No, I gave it to my brother.
Why?
Because I love my brother, and he's done so much for me. And yeah, it was the least I could do.
You never told me that story, Mike. I didn't give you permission to do that.
I'm sorry, Archie. It was just a few weeks ago.
What the hell? You gave it to your brother?
Yeah.
Did he even appreciate what it is?
Absolutely. He's the CEO of a large steel company, and he, it's a large company, so he has like 10 to 20 people leaving each year because they aged out, right? They've reached retirement. Yeah. And so he always gets them a nice watch, and he always refers to me as to what to get. I at first, originally I told him Speedmaster Man on the Moon. That's the first thing out of my mouth. But yeah, and now he's getting I think he's getting Tissot's now. He was asking between Tissot and Citizen, and I was like, well, definitely Tissot over Citizen. And
why is he not giving Amigas anymore?
Because business is down, everything's down. He's not able to spend as much.
Holy shit! How bad is business?
Oh, not bad enough that there's any crisis, but bad enough that like he had to like chop a little bit on the going away gifts, apparently. But
I would delay my retirement if that was the case.
Yeah. Well, if you waited longer, then you might even get a shittier watch as time goes on. So, the one and only
Did the horse
horology.
buck you off?
When I tried to ride, it was actually a pony. They were like, start out from scratch. So they put me on a pony. I couldn't even, the pony bucked me off. Yes. I fucking damn near broke my arm like 10 different times falling off horses.
They're supposed to put you on like an old female horse, like a 14-year-old female horse or something first, before, if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean they did. They put me on a horse that was fine. It wasn't known for like any bad issues, but it could just totally tell by my inputs, the way I kicked and the way I yanked on the leash way too hard. They have this thing in their mouth, like when you pull on the reins.
The bit.
It's the bit is this metal thing that swings up and just gacks the top of the roof of their mouth. And if you're an idiot and you're fucking yanking on them like way too hard, you're actually like hurting the horse. You piss the horse off, right? And he already knows you're a dumb shit. You don't know how to fucking ride him. So why fucking follow any of his requests, And that's basically how horses viewed me when I was on them. And
Dumb shit.
when it came to riding horses, yeah, I did not like give any indication to the horse that I knew what I was doing, and so the horse did what it wanted, just like I said earlier.
The horse was like, "Get off my back and go fix a transmission."
Pretty much. Yep.
Can you blame the poor animal, Mikey?
I was a kid back then, and they rode that horse, that little pony, every day. My friend had little sisters, and they all rode. That ranch raised Arabian horses, and so yeah, I was over there half the time of my life.
Aren't those really temperamental, the Arabians? Aren't they like?
I don't know that much about the Arabian breed of horse, but I know the ones that they had were seemingly, they didn't. They didn't. In actuality, I never really looked at the horses too much, unless they were like in the way of the gate that I was opening. So I could get through on my dirt bike. Yeah.
I mean, aren't Arabian horses white, or is that not true?
Yes, white, but then I think when at least they had one that matured, a male, and it turned gray. I can't remember if it was solid gray or like splotchy, but it turned gray as it got older, like after 4, 5, 6 years. So I'm not. I can't say for that for sure. I don't know that exactly.
Yeah, remember that scene from Ben-Hur where they're having the chariot race and he's got the white horses?
Scene. You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make it short. Okay, I promise everybody. I worked for these neighbors down the street. This elderly couple, again being grossly underpaid to chop wood and like roll up newspaper for their fireplace and stuff. And the old man would like hawk. He'd hide around the corner and watch me, make sure I wasn't fucking off. And one time, they turned on this really old TV. They said it's better if you run it, for like an occasionally than let it sit. It'll go bad faster. It was an old TV. And anyways, Ben-Hur was on, and it was the fucking chariot race. And I'm crumbling up pieces of fucking newspaper to build their fire for the evening. They just light the paper. But I got distracted and turned around and just was watching the fucking epic chariot race. And that old man rapped on the window with his cane. Bam, 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 bam. Get to work. And I think they even called my mom and said, "Come pick your son up early." Like he was all pissed about it, and on the way home, I told her what I'd done, and she was like, "Well, that's bad, Mike." And then she said, "What was on the television?" And I said, "Ben-Hur, the chariot race," and she said, "You know, that's actually okay, Mike."
Yeah, I mean that was one of the most expensive scenes in the history of cinema. If you account for inflation and all that, they spent a lot of money on that movie. Like the huge cast, they really made mega films back
Well,
then.
I think I heard or
3 hours
read.
long.
I read about a like an ancient city or castle that they supposedly discovered buried in the sand, and they discovered that it was actually a giant movie set. Like uh, built for a movie and then abandoned, and the dunes change and things get buried and become a mound of sand instead of a building.
Where's this?
Um,
In where? Where?
um, like in the desert.
Yep. So cool. I tell you what, I can see why you guys make so many westerns in Hollywood, because that is cowboy country, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean Australia is kind of cowboy. The back isn't the outback kind of similar to
Yeah,
the
I
Yeah,
American desert?
it's
I
like you.
totally I view Australian cowboys the same as I do American cowboys. They have the same air about them. They did the same job, except in a lot hotter conditions.
The center of Australia is way gnarlier than any place in America. I mean, that's
Oh,
danger. That's danger to cross Australia like on a vehicle, right, Archie? You take a
Oh,
drive a car to Perth or whatever. That's through the center. It's not safe, right?
in a good car, I think it's just
Well,
fine.
yeah. But I mean, aren't there banditos and strange people on the road at night on those
I have
dark
no idea,
outback
man.
roads?
I have no idea.
I wanted to show you something, Herman. Have a look at this watch here. Do you like the Chopard Eagle? The Eagle, look.
Alpine Eagle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
they have
surprised.
they have one with Geneva
Would,
Seal movement in it.
would you get a Rolex, or would you get, if you're going to get a next watch, Rolex, Chopard, or Breguet? Tell me.
Uh, Probably a Rolex.
Would you
I
get
mean,
a sub?
how am I buying it? Am I buying it new? Am I buying it used? Do I have any Rolex
Whatever you
available to
can.
me?
Have
Or
you got money? Have you got money? Firstly, you've nearly paid your home off. You can easily get out a personal loan.
yeah. Sure, yeah. But I don't know.
You
I
can,
don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to.
don't you believe in? Don't
But
you have faith
I've got
in?
cash. I've got cash. I mean, maybe not enough to buy a a $15,000 watch, but I have other priorities financially.
Exactly. It's a hard decision, man. Like when to plunk down a huge chunk of your net worth for
Yeah, it's a lot of
something you
money.
love. You get, yeah. There's a feeling that kind of overcame me when I got this, for sure. Um, because I had to wait and save because I've got money in the bank. I'd sold the Porsche a long time ago. Um, but I just wasn't gonna, I was gonna save it instead of grabbing it now, you know, because it just would have hit my bottom line net worth like too hard, harder than I would want it to be. Like, you know, you have to know.
I got to tell you, Mike, I'm a little bit disappointed you didn't buy a Breguet
I'm
first.
sorry, Arch, but I've been saying I'm gonna buy that watch forever, and that's the first thing I was able to do. First thing I did.
Yeah, I must say, I wouldn't listen to the narc for advice.
No, I
He can
don't.
go fuck himself. When it's his money, he can buy what he wants. I like the way everyone wants to give you advice. I want to ask Herman something. Herman, I'm going to bring a picture up on the screen, and I want you to tell me, what watch do you think Arthur Rubinstein would have these days? Can I ask you that, Herman?
Who's he?
Yes, he's a very famous pianist. Great pianist.
He's
Okay.
not a famous pianist. He's the world's greatest pianist, okay? He's the world's greatest. He's better than Lang Lang and Yu Jiang Wang, okay?
Well, there's a lot of people better than them. I mean, come on. Jeez, man. No, Vladimir Horowitz was the
They're
greatest pianist of the 20th century. But let me see. Yeah.
Arthur Rubinstein wasn't far behind, but...
Yeah, not too far behind.
Which box do you think Arthur Rubinstein would pick one from here out of these three?
The one on the right.
The white one, you mean?
Yeah, it's the most elegant.
That's what I'm wearing. That's the one
Yeah.
I'm wearing.
That's the one I like too.
I would say the exact same thing. And for in a total dress scene situation, this is from a distance, because I'm looking at a little dinky picture of it, right? But it looks like a beautiful, very basic, watch. But I'd like to see it up closer.
It is an incredible watch, Mike. And you know, the beautiful thing about it is that it's a Breguet and it's available to all the people out there. Just go and start looking for Breguets. We've got some super chats have come in. We got a super chat. Firstly, we got a super chat from Patek Philippe, $2. AC3, do you have a topic today, or are we doodling? Now, today we got Herman specially in. I asked Herman in talk about which Breguet he's going to get next. We've agreed on the white dial 7147. Now, did you know who else is a fan of this watch, Herman? Do you know who else is a fan? That is our good friend Thomas Burnett. Thomas Burnett is a huge fan of this watch. And Thomas Burnett told me
I would say.
he wants to buy one himself, okay? He wants to buy this watch. And I've got to tell you, with Breguet, I'm going to bring up a Breguet picture here. Mike, I think there's three of us on the panel. I got to tell you something. Out of these three, let's pick one for each of us. Personally, I would say for Mike, I like the big sports chronograph at the back because Mikey's a big, chunky guy. I reckon that'd be him. Herman, I'd go white dial. And for me, the one in the middle. What do you think of that, guys? Could we make that a set?
That works, yeah. Yeah.
Herman, if you got that Breguet, I think you would be happy in your life. Do you understand?
Well, maybe, maybe.
It'll make you happy in your life.
Well, yeah, it certainly might. It might do that.
Happiness is an important trait, Herman. You know this or not?
Yeah, it feels good to be happy, and it feels bad to feel unhappy.
It's, I've got to tell you something. We need to have joy in our life. That's what we need, Herman. We need joy. And as for you, Mikey, I got to tell you, Mikey, you need a Breguet, man. You really do need a Breguet. You got to lift your game a bit.
Well, I'll have to.
Women will be attracted to you. Herman, your wife will be she will get it. She will start worshiping you again. Okay?
Yes, that's right.
Do they mix pheromones?
That's pretty cool.
With the metals so that they.
It's funny, as Japanese women get older, when you live with them for a while, they turn from being really nice into nasty. Don't you find that, Herman, or not?
I
Well,
think that's kind of
especially if they're from
standard.
Tokyo.
I think that's kind of standard across the board.
No, I think Yokohama, Tokyo, actually anywhere in Japan, they start to turn nasty the longer they stay with you. Would you agree with that statement?
Well, I mean, my wife is from Tokyo, and she doesn't like anything in America. She compares everything to Tokyo.
Why
You know,
doesn't she go back then if it's so wonderful in Tokyo?
well, she doesn't love it as much as she says she does because it's a very demanding place.
I can tell you something. Your wife's a registered nurse, isn't she?
Uh-huh.
She's probably making 120,000 US a year.
Yeah, probably.
Well, go back to Tokyo. Should be on about. I reckon should make about 40 US a year.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Okay, so then tell her that what's she going to do then? She goes, you would actually do well in Tokyo because you know what would happen if you went to Tokyo?
What's that?
You would have women who walk around and just want to fuck you because you're the great pianist. You would actually do well in Tokyo. You know, believe it or not, you're the one who would actually love it.
Yeah, when I was younger, maybe, but now they don't look at me. I'm some old white guy.
Yeah, but
nah. I'm past my prime in that regard. I've been to Tokyo a lot of times. I don't see any women like wanting, lusting after me. Well, I don't know. They don't worship Caucasians like rock stars. It's a misconception.
yeah, it's too many coming over. That's the problem.
Yeah, they used to be a novelty, but not anymore.
No, that's they starting to loathe Caucasians.
Yeah, they were a novelty, and now they're
The novelty's
in
worn
more
off.
and more numbers every year, more and more in Japan. More gaijin. Gaijin.
Gaijin, yes.
You know that word, right? Gaijin. Did you learn to speak Japanese, Archie? Your wife is
No.
Japanese. Did you learn to speak Japanese?
I got some more super chats. Let's do some more super chats coming in. We've got Wayne, Mike, Nerd Nick, Watch Nerd Nick, 9 Malaysian ringgit. Check out the Breguet Alpine. Sorry, check out the Chopard Alpine Eagle 41 SL Cadence 8HF. Now, I've got to tell you something. Honestly, I actually love Chopard. I'm really sorry I didn't. Can I apologize to you, Herman?
Yes, you can apologize. Yeah.
I didn't give your watch the love it deserved, and I
That's
should
true.
have talked you out of selling it. Okay, I think you made a big mistake there, and I want to say to you, I am sorry for that. Okay, I very much am sorry. Okay, I would like to apologize to you.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was one of 8. There were only 8 pieces. That was that in and of itself is kind of a dandy
so let's
thing.
bring this watch up here. I'm gonna bring this watch up that I've been paid. So this is the Chopard Alpine Eagle 41 SL Cadence 8HF. Tell me what you think of
high beat.
Look at this. What do you think of that? It is absolutely gorgeous watch. Look at this watch. It is so beautiful. Look at that. Seriously, look at that. I love it. What do you think of that?
What's the case made out of? Is it just steel or what is it?
I think that might be titanium. What do you think? Is it titanium? Let's have a look. It is a titanium. It's got a rubber bracelet. 2015 Chopard Eagle. This watch itself here is 41 mils, 9.75 thick. What do you think, guys? Tell me what you think. I want to hear it from you.
Not that one. The one I like is the more recent one that has the Geneva seal movement. There's one on the current page on their current website that has a Geneva seal movement. That would be the one I would like to have. Go to their website. Pull up the Alpine Eagle.
I got to tell you, this is the one to get, Herman. This is it. This is the Alpine Eagle. This is the Cadence. You don't like it? Well, tell me what you don't like about this one. What's wrong with this one? I love it.
I don't know. It's kind of dark.
Okay, let's go to Alpine Eagles. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. So traditional. Do you want the blue one? Look at the blue dial. Look at this. Look at this. Here's one here. $9,000. Look at that. Look at that, Herman. Look. Look at that, Herman. This is steel. This is what you want. Okay, Herman. This would be better than a fucking Royal Oak. What do you think?
There's one. Well, I don't know about better, but considering you can't get a Royal Oak and considering the price difference, yeah, maybe you could make an argument for that. But look for the one with the salmon dial. Salmon dial.
This watch
I gotta be honest with
doesn't
you.
really speak to me.
It doesn't speak to you. What do you mean, Mike? Be dead. These are innate objects, Mikey. They don't talk.
Yeah,
they don't talk.
They don't speak.
What about this, fuck faces? Look at this. The Tiffany blue dial. Look at that, fucker. Look at that. Okay, you want something to speak to you. This will speak to you from the grave.
Yeah, I am a sucker for that Tiffany blue.
What do you think, Herman?
What's the price on that one?
Well, it's going for big bucks, Herman. It's not cheap. This is not a cheap thing. This is not for poor people, Herman. You do understand that, don't you?
Yeah, I think I understand that. Mm-hmm.
This is for rich cunts, rich fucks.
Yes.
Rich fucks, sad saps. Are you a sad sap or what are you, Herman? Tell
probably,
me what you...
I probably, yes, I am. How much is it, though?
It's not, it's 16,000 US fuckaroonies.
Huh.
Okay.
You weren't happy with the other one. That was 10. Look at it. Tell me what you think.
What
do you think? I want to know what you think.
I love it.
I like it. I don't know. I'm not the Tiffany blue dial. I don't know. I know it's popular. I don't know if I would buy that color dial, but it's nice. I do like the texturing on the dial there. It looks nice, and you know. But the movement, I think the movement in that one is kind of blah. It's okay. It doesn't. They have, like I said before, like 100 times already, they have one with the Geneva seal movement, which is the one I would like to have. But that's just me.
Well, you know, Archie, when you earlier were like comparing this brand or a watch made by this brand to the Royal Oak as wouldn't this be a good Royal Oak replacement? I mean, this one looks like kind of a decent Royal Oak replacement. I get it. I get what you were saying. It just didn't strike me as such earlier, or when you first pulled up the pictures. Again,
I've got to tell you something. I love it. Why won't you go with this, Herman? What the fuck? This has got your name written all over it, Herman. Why won't you go for it? Pull the trigger, Herman.
How waterproof is it, Arch?
Okay, you want something more fancy. It's not good enough for you. What about it? Do you want two-tone? What do you want? Solid gold? What do you want, Herman? How about rubber?
Geneva seal movement. Geneva seal movement. No, the waterproof.
You're a Liberace fan, aren't you? You're Liberace.
Yeah, my grandmother liked Liberace. I met Liberace when I was like 3 years old. We were sitting at a table with me and my parents and my grandparents. He walked right up to me and shook my hand. He had those audacious rings on. he liked, you know, I was like a little 3 or 4 year old redheaded kid. He was really excited about that. He came right over to me. That's my story about Liberace.
Do you have a photo of that?
I wish I did. Oh man, I should scold my parents for not having we didn't have a camera with us and there was nobody around. It was like 1979 or something like that. So people didn't just have cameras like we do now. That would be great. I'd love to have a picture of that.
That's a great story, man.
Yeah, it was the Las Vegas Hilton. The Hilton.
The Las Vegas Hilton. Somebody, how's that song go? Somebody's calling from the Las Vegas Hilton.
I don't know that one. They used to have serious performers in Las Vegas. They used to have really great performers. You know, they Sinatra and all these kind of people.
You're going way back. I've not ever followed the shows that they have at Vegas, but I always know that they've got mid to top tier entertainment occasionally, but they hook some some good, you know, good entertainment like permanent all year. Like there's a show every night, you know. Some of them.
Yeah, that's true. 12 months out of the year. Hello.
You're from where?
Oh, Archie's on the phone.
Sure, I'm just in the middle of a live stream. You really rang me at a bad time. I didn't ask you to ring me. Why are you ringing me?
You have put your phone number onto our comparison services website a while back, so we're ringing you now.
Yeah, that's just a mistake, man. I didn't ask you, give you permission to ring me. I'm in the middle of, this is my business. I can't take phone calls. I thought it was something important, and all you're trying to do is sell me shit.
Oh, we're not selling you anything. This is a free comparison service.
Nothing's free. The world's free. Come on, don't yank my chain. I'm in the middle of a live stream. That's how I make my money, doing live streams. I'm taking this phone call and you're just trying to sell me insurance? I'm insulted. Please don't ring me, okay? I got to get back to work. I'll get the fucking sack. Okay?
She's traumatized. You traumatized that poor woman.
Herman, this is the Liberace of Chopards. I got another super chat in here now. Patek Philippe, $2. Thoughts on the Tudor Pelagos Ultra? I fucking love it. However,
haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I'll call it up, Herman. Mikey. Sorry, Mikey. I'm going to bring it up on the screen so you can have a look at it. It is nice. The only problem with it is, Mikey, I'll tell you what's wrong with it. So this is the Tudor. It's the Tudor Pelagos. They made it a new size. It's the Ultra. They changed the size, right?
Yeah, didn't they go down?
Pelagos Ultra. Have a look at this. Look at it. There it is. And this is it here. It's on a titanium bracelet. Now, the funny thing is, Mike, they also do it 39 and left hand. Now, the size on this one, I think it's 40. What is the size of this thing? What is it? 43, Mike. 43.
Wow.
What do you think, Mike? Yes, no, maybe.
It.
Tell me what you think, Mike. You're a Tudor man.
I love it.
Tudor.
This is a Pelagos, right?
Correct.
Yeah. This is the new one, the latest version, right? I love it. You know, I mean, otherwise I'll default back to my old original version 1 of it, over all of its predecessors up to this one, which I didn't know or hadn't seen yet. This is newer, a little bit bigger, which is fine with me. And I loved my Pelagos, man. That thing was a hell of a watch for sure. So I would expect the same about this. This almost looks like it's got a flat finish on the bezel, doesn't it, Archie?
It's a very interesting bezel, Michael. This bezel here is it's an aluminum. Is this aluminum? I think. What is the bezel? Let me just check that, Mike. Double take. It's got the caliber. It's the manufacturer movement, unidirectional rotary bezel, Breitling titanium bracelet, complementary strap.
Wow,
That's
unidirectional bezel.
Aussie. It's got the just trying to think there. So you get the rubber and the strap.
Yeah,
it's fucking sexy. It's fucking sexy, Mike. Mike, I got a feeling this may be better than a sub. Herman, what do you think, Herman?
It's okay. It looks like a Submariner. I'd rather save my money and get a Submariner.
When it gets down to like around 5, I don't know what they sell for now. My guess would probably be 7. When they get down other ways, I might consider getting one of those. But in that range, there's a couple others in the running. Always. There's the Monaco. There's the Omega Seamaster 300 Heritage that I love. There's that Pano Inverse that I love. There's a lot of watches, next watches that I could choose from.
Seiko Marine Master.
Sure. I'd have to check that model out. I haven't.
You can get a Seiko diver with a spring drive movement for probably less than that Pelagos.
Yeah, but I just prefer the Pelagos over.
Why is that?
Well, let's say if they were of the same price range, I would definitely just take the Pelagos. Well, previous experience having owned one already, as well as just in that price range, I don't think Grand Seiko has anything that would ring my bell, as you would say. Whereas the Pelagos is already a sports tool dive watch, which is my style. So that's why.
Well, never say never. Maybe have a look at one first before you condemn the brand completely.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't condemn the brand at all. You just asked which would you take, man, and so I gave you my answer.
No, Archie did. I asked if why you prefer the Pelagos, but it's all good, man. It's all good.
Oh,
I didn't mean condemn the brand. I meant
your audio cut out there.
Oh, sorry.
I got to tell you
I didn't mean
something.
condemn. I meant criticize.
I think this is better. This is a Tudor sub killer because it is the perfect fucking size in the perfect metal, titanium in this size here. You know what, Mikey? Mikey, if I had the balls, the kahunas, I've run out of money, but I wish that's 8840. That's Aussie dollars because I'm using an Aussie dollar. Australia, it automatically defaults. I fucking love this watch. I wish I could buy one. We got Ryan Hoffery. He says AC3 sucks at watches. You should be his boss, Tan. We got Patek Philippe. $2. Thoughts on the IWC 41 Top Gun Lake Tahoe? I got to tell you something. I am so in love with IWC big pilots. Okay, IWC 41 Top Gun. Now this is the Lake Tahoe. You know where they named General Motors named a car after. They called it the Tahoe. You know the Tahoe, Mike. You heard of the Tahoe?
Yes, he knows. He knows. How many of us have been to Lake Tahoe? I've been to Lake Tahoe. How about you, Mike?
Me every year, like
Yeah, right on.
forever.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Why is
Yeah,
it called the Lake Tahoe?
I don't know. But yeah, no, I've been to Lake Tahoe 1,000 times, man.
Yeah, it's
it's
a great place.
it's about 4 hours away from me, and yeah, great place, beautiful place. My God,
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful place.
and some crazy history about on the way
The
up
Donner
on
Party.
the Donner Party, yeah, Donner Pass. You ever hear that story, Archie?
No.
Um, Something happened, a train wreck or a
No,
group
because they were in
of
covered wagons. They were in
yeah,
covered wagons.
covered wagons. These people, ended up getting kind of frozen in or something, and they ended up eating each other to survive.
Fucking hell! At Lake Tahoe, what couldn't they eat the polar bears? What's at Lake Tahoe? Where is Lake Tahoe? Firstly, let's clarify where it is. Where the fuck is Lake Tahoe?
It's like
It's in Central
e-
California, on the border of
central,
Nevada and California.
yeah, like east of L.A., just straight across. Or not
East LA.
or east of Bakersfield, straight
Born
across.
in East LA, man. I was born in East LA, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Tahoe's great. We did water skiing and fishing, and we used to catch crawdads. The kids all used to. We'd take a blow up like boat for kids, that you play with in the pool, and
No, I'm
bring it
just
down to
asking
the
them at
shore.
IWC, what's the best discount I can get?
We're sorry, sir. We don't offer discounts.
Let's see what they say. Lake Tahoe, where is it? What state? California?
Yeah. Well, California and Nevada, I believe.
Hey, the Godfather 2 was the first. The beginning scene of Godfather 2 was Lake Tahoe.
Was it really?
Yeah,
Oh, how cool is that?
yeah,
I did not know that.
yep, yep.
But I do think
That's what.
the state line does go through the lake. So there's the Reno side of Lake Tahoe, and there's the Tahoe side of Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, that's where they dumped Fredo's body after they shot him into Lake Tahoe.
Were they trying to make it look like it was in some European country, or was it really like were they actually?
No, it was really supposed to be Lake Tahoe, and I think it was
It
actually
really
filmed
was
in Lake
really.
Tahoe. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
The Godfather takes place in America, except for the scene that takes place in Sicily.
Okay,
But
you know what? I saw it once, and it's been. I remember zero about it. It was so long ago. I mean, I'm guilty. I have to watch it again. 100%. Yeah, that's
And
so
did they,
cool, though.
Lake Tahoe, how can you survive there? Like, it's a lake. Is there fish? Why
Oh
couldn't
yeah.
they eat fish from the lake instead of eating each other? I don't understand this nonsense.
Oh, that's Donner Pass. There, Donner Lake's frozen over in the winter, and it's a really steep mountainous area, and they must have gotten stuck real bad somehow.
But why did they have to eat each other?
Man, your guess is as good as mine.
I don't think it's cool to eat each other, do you?
No, I think it's very uncool to eat each other. Yeah, Archie, I do. I think very uncool.
It's uncool to eat each other. What do you think?
Agreed.
It's
But that's just Stonor Pass that you pass on your way as you drive up to Tahoe.
yes.
And it's just on, you drive by Donner Pass, I think. There's a sign for it, like when you get near it on the highway. Never gone down that road
I
or
got another super chat here. We got Ryan Hoffery. Please, Mike, never talk horses again. Was like listening to Uzi talking about cars. You don't know shit about horses. With love and respect, Mike the Snake.
All right, Ryan. I won't make any more horse comments. You're right. I don't know shit about horses. So
Patel
right.
Philippe, $2.
No problem.
Pull up
You got
the
it.
LUC. Pull up the LUC Chopard Quattro Spirit 25 green. Did you have that? No. So just for everybody there, Herman. Oh, where's Herman gone? What happened to Herman, Mike?
I'm not sure. Maybe
Mike, what happened to Herman?
you have something against Lake Tahoe, or maybe the
Didn't
movie.
they have a Chevrolet? Didn't Chevrolet release a Tahoe? Didn't they release a Tahoe?
Yeah,
A model
that was a, yeah, that was it was a large SUV, if you want to call it, but largish. Yeah.
He had a Tahoe. What did
Tahoe, I think, was a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mid-sized truck, sold by Chevrolet. Yeah, my uncle had one.
They were expensive. They were not a cheap vehicle.
Yeah, when it comes to at least older 20, 30, 40-year-old trucks, I'd take Ford over all three of those brands.
Oh, you'd rather have Ford?
Yeah, in the smaller with the smaller in the mini truck, like they don't even make anymore. Like Toyota probably is king, but they don't even make mini trucks like that anymore. Now they're all big. I know my brother's.
I gotta call this watch up. Just hang on. I gotta call this watch up, Mike. So this watch that he wants me to bring up is called a Chopard. So Chopard. This is the Chopard Quattro. Chopard Quattro Spirit 25. Bring her up. 50 fucking thousand. Spirit 25 green dial. That's not really showing it to me, is it, Mikey? Green dial.
That didn't look like the best rendition of it.
Oh, Chopard LUC, Chopard Quattro, Chopard LUC Quattro. Look at this. This is Hodinky did an article. Oh, fuck yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
That's a beautiful watch, Mike.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I could fall in love with that, Mikey.
I could too, Archie. Look at the crown. Wow. I love it. I love the bezel, the round bezel. The arms. Look at the way the arms are kind of like have a handle and a sheath, like a sword, but with a handle. See it at the center.
I know exactly what you're saying, Mike.
That's just crazy. I love this watch. How big is it?
It looks pretty big. It doesn't look small. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, if it were like 42, it would be like that'd probably be the watch I'd be, yearning for if I were to buy a dress watch.
No, you're getting a Breguet, fuckface.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that white one. I do like that one a lot as well.
It's Breguet for you, Mikey Poo. It's Breguet. You know Breguet, don't you? That's what you love, isn't it?
You know, I've never really checked the line out up close. So, you know, in every brand, there's models you like and models you don't like. So, I'd have
What
to.
don't you like about Breguet, Mike?
Oh no, I like the brand Breguet for sure. You know, it's got so much history and you know provenance in the hot horology world. Totally, man. I need to see the watches to see if you know what models they make that I like. I've never checked the entire line out.
Well,
So
Mike, I told you, I showed it to you on the screen there. There's 3 to choose from. We don't want to give you too many choices, otherwise you'll get confused.
oh, all right. Well,
You really
yeah.
like
If it came down to buying if
you
it
like the
came,
Chopard more. Is that what you're telling me?
well, how much? How big was the Breguet? How many
Okay,
millimeters?
so this Chopard here, look at that. Actually, I must say, that blue dial is fucking amazing. Look at the display back on the movement there, Mike. It's like a Lange. Fuck, 9-day power reserve on this one. Holy shit.
Wow, man, I love the tobacco bracelet. And is that like a quick release system or something on the underside of the bracelet there? Like you push down and on that little button and it releases the bracelet from the watch? Would be my guess, maybe.
Like that, doesn't it?
It looks that way, huh?
It looks absolutely amazing, Mike. I love it in the rose gold. I don't know what you think. I love rose gold. I've become. How much do you think this little fucker is? This fucker is 38,000. That's not ridiculous.
No, not at all. This watch in rose gold with that blue dial is striking. I love the lugs on it too. And the crown, especially. Look at that crown. It's like a real crown.
It's absolutely beautiful, Mikey.
Fuck, man, I agree. 100%.
Could we sell a motorcycle and buy this?
We could. But not at 38. No, I couldn't.
It's too much, or
Well, I mean, the bike's worth 10, so
get
I
a
would-
loan.
I
Your
wouldn't-
family lend you money. That uncle, the brother you gave the Amiga to. You
What
say,
about
you know,
him?
for a favor, I need you to lend me 30 grand.
No. I'm not. I'm never. I'm not borrowing from family. Yeah, you
I
know
thought
that
you
the
borrowed
gold.
from
That's
family to buy the Porsche.
I did, but I paid it back as soon as I sold the car, and I'm glad I did. And I'm never gonna go in debt with anybody again. Actually,
Okay. Why is that?
well, you know, unless it's. I mean, I need to start building my credit because I have no credit. I have no credit cards. I have no credit at
We got a
all.
super chat from Thomas Burnett. Five Great British pounds. To answer Patek Chris, my choice of Pateks would be 5178G minute repeater, Flitch dial, number 2, 5172 chronograph salmon dial, and a 5212A weekly calendar. Now, I know all of those except for the Patek 5178G. That's a minute repeater. Oh, fuck yes. Look at this. This is what This is what Thomas Burnett says would be his first Patek. Fuck me dead. It's a minute repeater. That means it chimes. Look at the dial. The fucking dial is Guilloche is absolutely to die for. What do you think?
I love the guilloche. I've seen that pattern before. It's beautiful. I'm not a green fan, but I love the green. Love it.
Man, that's beyond amazing, don't you think, or not?
I agreed again with you.
Now, he's then said, so his other watches he mentioned was a 5172G Salmon. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's actually a beautiful watch. That I love that myself. That is absolutely. I'll just see if I can get a bigger photo. There we go. That's the better one. Have a look at that. Yeah, that's beautiful. And also the weekly calendar is the one that Keslow had before. We got Ryan Hoffery. Ryan Hoffery saying $2. Mike the Snake, respect the fook about you. Cars, horses, at God. Yes.
Right on. And my derogatory comments towards horses, I can't retract, but I won't say anything more about my feelings about horses. And it's just a dropped topic. So hope that makes everybody happy.
I totally agree with you, Mikey. Did you get any love letters over Easter from your significant other?
No, unfortunately, I don't have one right now. Archie?
I can't believe that, Mikey. A good-looking man like yourself with a fucking caterum. You out of your mind?
Man,
Mike, stop fucking lying to me.
How am I lying? What am I...
Man, you don't have girls. You beat them off with a stick. You got to hose them down, Mike. You're a good-looking dude, man.
When I had a couple beers in me, I was a lot of fun. I was a fun drunk. I never got hammered drunk ever. I'd have a few pints and then get tired and say, I gotta go. See you later. Good night. And that's just the kind of drinker that I was.
Mikey,
but
I never thought you couldn't handle your alcohol.
I can handle it just fine. Yeah, no problem. But I haven't drank in a long 10 years, longer. Probably 10, 11 years now. And the last that time that I did, I had like half a beer, and just was like, no, this isn't for me. And it just kind of made me tired and gave me a headache. But that's also after not drinking for a really long time, So just like anything, it's going to affect you differently, unless you're used to it, like if you drink beer all the time.
I got to tell you, beer isn't the best thing to drink, Mike, when we get a bit older, We've got another super chat coming here. Dirk Diggler, $2. Mike's brother told me his credit is maxed. Well, I don't think Dirk is talking to your brother, but hey, thank you. Herman Rants, $2. Pull up the Seiko SP. Herman, where's Herman gone? I was really enjoying talking to Herman. I'll bring it up now. We'll just bring it up. I like. Do you like Herman?
Yeah.
It was quite nice. We had a nice chat on the stream today. I really did enjoy that. That's the Seiko SPB 509. Let's have. Oh, fuck yes! I love it, Mike. What do you think of this? I fucking love it.
Yeah. I like
What
it as well.
size is that? Let's have a look. What size is that? I think it's a 42. It is 42, Mike. 42.
Yeah, love it.
Actually, I think I prefer it. I think I prefer it to my one. If I could do a swap for this one, for my one, one I've got. You think I could do a swap, Mike, or not?
I don't know. You find the right person. Let's see your Seiko. I forget what it looks like.
I gotta tell you, Mike. I'm a little bit disappointed that we could not have had more fun together on it, Mike.
On what?
On the Pogs, the Seiko Pogs.
Oh, why not? I've still got mine.
Okay.
I love the Pogue. It's what's really interesting about it is Seiko made like a bunch of different models of chronographs that are just dead ringers for that watch over the years, but they weren't the exact. They didn't have every little micro detail to make it a true Pogue. And it took me quite a bit of research to find every little detail. Things like the little Sumo S below the center.
Yep.
And it says water resist, not waterproof. And above it says Seiko, and then it. I'm not sure. It either does or doesn't say anything below the Seiko. And yeah, and it had to be made between a certain date and have a serial number that within that period. And yeah, I think that's about it. Waterproof, water resist, the top, the Sumo. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Oh.
But they made a lot of watches that had, they said waterproof instead of water resist, and they sold 1 million of those too. So
What's better, waterproof or water resist?
they're the same watch. It's
The
just
same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they just changed the name on the dial. That's it. And so that's the thing. Like Seiko had 20 models that were all the same watch, with just a micro difference. And yeah, Seiko had a lot, always has had a lot to offer. But at the time, they made a lot of those Pepsi bezeled watches, that are not Pogues. There's, I'm sure they made just a 3-hander and, a two subdial chronograph, and I'm not sure, but I know they had many models with the Pepsi bezel.
I love the Pepsi bezel, don't you?
I do too. Yeah, I love it, especially on a Rolex. Hey, Arch, I'll be right back. Okay.
Sure. It's amazing to have Mike on. I really do love the snake. The snake, he means so much to me. And I got to be totally honest with you. He's a very cool guy. The snake is cool beyond belief. The snake is so cool. He is beyond belief. That's the whole thing with the snake. I love a good snake. Guys, it's your chance to jump on and talk watches with me. We've had some great talks this morning. I've got another super chat here. This is from Patek Philippe, $5. AC3, your thoughts on Easy Company leaking to us on the dungeon that when you met your squeeze told him she preferred him over you. That's definitely not the case. Where does he make this shit up? Where does he stop making this up? How does he keep... I don't understand that. I don't understand how he makes that up. It's yeah, it's kind of disappointing to say. Fucking, that's for sure.
What's that?
I got to be totally honest with you, Mikey. What's happening with yourself, Mikey? Are you happy in your world?
I actually, yes, very much so. I'm closer, mainly family.
Family?
Yeah.
Family makes you happy?
Absolutely.
How about a loving, romantic, sexual relationship? Have you thought about one of those?
Yeah, I think about that every fucking minute of the every day. Sure, it's yeah. But right now I don't get out much, and I'm still kind of Archie. I'm still a little neurotic when it comes to COVID and the flu and shit. I still wear masks at times when I go to like Costco or places where there's just a fucking billion people. I have fucking panic attacks. I can't handle it. I don't,
I've suffered from that myself, Mikey.
Yeah. No, in fact,
yeah, it's funny you say that. Like low rate supermarkets, they give me panic attacks there, and yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm sorry, Arch. I was distracted there for a second.
I find particularly low rent shops. Mikey, I think you got to be more positive. You okay?
Oh, absolutely. I just got distracted by a text on my phone. So.
Okay. Because I just feel, Mike, I don't want you to be upset anymore, okay?
Oh, I'm not upset. What am I upset about?
I just want to make sure you're okay.
Thank you, Archie.
Life's not always fair. You understand that, don't you?
Yeah. Learned that one pretty much the hard way. There's fucking another text. Yeah, fucking phone.
Life ain't always fair. You know that, don't you?
Very much so.
And I got to tell you, Mikey, I wish life was better, but it can be a bummer at times, you know? It can very much be a bummer, you know? A bummer. You know what I'm saying, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes Lady Luck, it doesn't favor when you're having a bad time, does she? You know, she's got a perverse sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know, she sort of
kicks
Lady
you when
Luck,
you're down.
Yeah. Yeah, Lady Luck, you know, it's sort of it's perverse. But I must say, Mike, I enjoy having you on these streams. These streams actually help me a lot, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, they're your thing.
No, but I mean,
they're your
I'm not
income.
talking about money. I'm talking about, I actually find it very nice to have you here and to talk to you about life and stuff like that.
Well,
We got Mike's brother super chat, $2. Mike, don't ask mom or me for any more money. What does that mean?
That's just a stab at me. Fucking people making incorrect assumptions and fucking running with it, and it's basically started by other people, and it's just total bullshit. People think I'm rich. People think my brother's a billionaire, and people think my family has huge money, and it's fucking just like none of those things are even remotely fucking true.
Your parents are lucky to be worth $100 million fucking dollars.
Are you kidding me? No, not at all.
Maybe 50 at most, 50 tops. Shit, Mike.
Like take a few zeros off of that, like 3 or 4, and no, we don't. We are not affluent.
If your dad stayed with your mom, you'd be a lot better off, wouldn't they, the family?
Well, I mean, life was the total, perfect nuclear family until my age of 14 or so. And then my parents, started like not getting along, and they kept it from us, and never fought in front of us and stuff, but their divorce really fucked me up at 15.
Is that the reason you went into drugs, you think?
Partially. The other reason was just I was fucking curious, and I probably would have tried them.
Mike,
regardless.
we want to blame them. We want to blame them, Mikey. Just blame them.
No, not at all. No, I'm not going to blame them. But I am going to blame them.
Mikey, we've got to blame. Everyone's got to be. Did you ever watch Donahue as a kid? Did you remember Donahue?
Yeah, I remember Donahue. Yeah.
Phil Donahue, wasn't it, Phil?
Yeah, I think so. White hair.
Yeah, I love Phil Donahue. Phil Donahue, remember that? I used to love Phil Donahue. What happened to Phil Donahue? I think he died, didn't he?
I'm not sure.
Why don't we Google it, Mike? Let's have a look and see what happened to Phil Donahue. Oh, Phil Donahue dies at age 88. He's dead, Mike.
Oh.
He died. He died how long ago? This was in 24. Last year he died.
You lived a nice long life. Fuck, I'll thank my lucky stars if I live a happy 88. Jesus.
We got
Almost
Rancher
90.
on. We got the Rancher on. Hey, Rancher. Hello. Did you know Phil Donahue? Hello, Rancher. Is that the Rancher? Rancher. Hello, Rancher.
Well, you got a super chat, Arch.
You got a super chat?
I think from Thomas Burnett.
I love super chats. You know that?
I would too, man.
Chat, Thomas Burnett, £5. Go to the Patek site and pull up this year's best grand complication release, the 5308. Look at the price. Would you sell your house for one? Let's go and have a. I will check that out. I'm just checking something. I'm trying to find something. When is your birthday, Mike?
Well, I don't want to blurt that out.
Yeah, just don't do that, Mikey. So I'm just asking. What can you tell me the month, or is that too personal?
Yeah, I don't even want to.
Okay, let's just not even go there. They're nasty fucks. Let's go to
I
the
mean,
Patek website. Let's
it's
go to Patek
oh,
and
we celebrated it 1 year on this show. So it's no secret. It's April Fool's Day.
thank you, Mikey. I want to have a look at the Patek website. I want to have a look, Mikey. I tell you this now. I really do love Pateks. I love them, you know. Beyond love. I love Patek Philippe's. I love the little fuckers, okay? I really love watches, you know, out of everything in my life. What do you like, pussy or watches more, Mike? Tell me that. Pussy or watches? You had a choice.
If I could only have one or the other, you know, of course, pussy.
Fuck. Hey, Mike, it's nice to know where your allegiance. Are you serious, man? Surely you'd love watches more.
Well, I mean, pussy's like a necessity, gotta have thing, you know. So if it's a matter of like, you know, either having
Life
all
or
the
death.
watches you want, or all, either you can have lots of watches and no pussy, or pussy and no watches, then it's pussy all day long, every time.
Holy shit. It's a minute repeater, split second chrono, instantaneous perpetual calendar. Patek 5308. Does it have a price? No, in my country, it doesn't display the price, Thomas. Would I sell? But I can understand this would not be cheap. Fuck. It is absolutely. What do you think of this watch, Mikey? Look at this.
Pretty crazy looking. I like the lugs. It's very different. Hogged out. I like the crown a lot. I like the buckle a lot. The dial is very nice, but doesn't like scream at me. I love you. I love a moon phase though. That's the one complication that I'm a sucker for, and I don't know why, because it's kind of like one of the most useless complications. But yeah, this is really pretty.
I got to tell you something. I would not only sell my house, Thomas, I would sell my YouTube channel. I would swap my YouTube channel for this. And that means I'd have to get a job because I've got no other way of surviving. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Mikey, I would give up everything to have this watch. What do you think, Mike? Would you do that, or is that a sacrifice you could not do?
I'm assuming it's like 250 or 300 or something. Like the price of a house.
No, I'd say it'd be closer to $1 million, Mike.
Really? Holy shit! That's crazy. But wow, what a watch! But wow, $1 million. Wow to both.
It's $1 million, Mikey. I don't know about you, Mikey, but that's not fucking small money, you know. I mean, I don't know which way your asshole is buttered, but I can't really afford that shit.
Yeah, it's a sweet watch.
Can you afford that shit, Mike? I mean, seriously. Which way?
No.
Which
Not even
way?
Close. Never. I probably won't even make that amount in my entire lifetime from beginning to end.
You reckon?
I don't know. I've not very made, you know. I don't know. I mean, there were a number of years there I was doing really, really well, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you could, Mike.
Yeah,
Anything is possible with you, Mike. You have unlimited potential, okay?
of course. Right now, my focus is signing up for the next event to run my car out at the racetrack. Have some fun with it. But in the meantime, like on Fridays, I'm taking it to the Costco parking lot here in our town where all the car guys gather on Friday night, and that's really cool. Every kind of car you can think of is always there. Everybody clicks up, you know. All the Honda guys are together, and all the, you know, the drifter guys are in a little group, and you know, so it's pretty cool to pull in a unique car that, you know, you kind of have to park separate from everybody else because there aren't any others of them.
We got another super chat. Thomas Burnett, click the arrow below the writing for the price. Oh, okay. Click the arrow. Below the writing. Oh, here. Price on request. Fuck. Sorry, Thomas. It means it's expensive. If you need to ask, you cannot afford. Would you give up pussy for this watch?
You asking me?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
I like pussy.
Fuck, Mike. I didn't know you had it in you.
Oh well, that's easy question.
Pussy. You definitely would go with the pussy.
Pussy or $1 million? Yeah. Like if the choice were you can never have pussy again, or you could have $1 million, fucking pussy every fucking
We got
time.
Herman jumping back on. Hey, Herman, how are you?
Hey man, can you pull up the Seiko SLA 081?
I can pull up anything for you because you are a winner. You know that, Herman?
Archie,
Oh,
I gotta bounce
thanks.
at 6 o'clock here.
No, it's
My time.
5:57. 5:57, Mike.
I know. I'm just letting you know. 3-minute warning.
All right.
I love Mike. You know that? Mike is one of my favorite people on the show.
I know that.
He is probably the best guy on the show, nicest guy. I love you too, Herman. By the way, I love you too, Herman.
Well, thank you. I'm not so nice, but thank you.
You can get a bit crusty. You're a bit crusty at times.
Yeah, cranky. Yep.
Cranky, crusty, you know.
How about SLA 081?
Sorry, I'm going to call it up for you because you know what? The thing about Seikos is, Herman, they're pretty nice watches, really, don't you think?
Yeah, I like them.
Me too.
Would you get a Grand Seiko, Herman? I reckon a Grand Seiko could do you well.
I have a Grand Seiko, and I've had several of them. I like them.
Okay, so Seiko, give me the number again.
SLA 081.
SLA 081. Let's get this fucker on the screen now. Here we go. Auto Prospects. I love it, Herman. This is a beautiful watch.
That's a
You know what's
sharp
wrong
watch.
with this watch, Herman?
What's wrong?
It's
What?
fucking
What's wrong?
expensive. It's not cheap. This is not a cheap watch.
Is it cheaper than a Pelagos or more expensive?
Well, it's a little bit cheaper, but
Look at
this
the
is a
dial.
very.
Check out the dial.
But wouldn't you rather have a Tudor? I'd rather have a Swiss watch, wouldn't you?
No, I would rather have this. But this is too big for me, I think. This is a proper dive watch. A Tudor is more like a fashion watch in that respect. Like this is really a big, like this is, I think this is 44 millimeters or something, this watch.
Having owned the original 42 millimeter version 1, I can say that it's a hell of a fucking dive watch. It's a hell of a everything watch.
This one's
yeah.
600 meters.
Yeah, I forget whatever the meters were on my old one, but I'm never going that deep, you know. And that watch kicked ass. So, but I love this watch too.
Are you a defeatist? Are you a defeatist? Will you say you never go that deep? Why not, Mikey?
I'm not going to be applying for any jobs as a saturation diver anytime soon, Arch.
Nobody dives 600 meters. I don't think has that ever happened. And maybe there's a record or something, but I mean,
well,
you know.
I think, you know, saturation divers go down there and live in a tank for like a month at a time, you know, at those pressures and at those depths. And,
Could you do that? Could you ever do that, Herman? What do you think?
Hell no, I can't do that.
Not me, man.
You got to be in your 20s or 30s and be in really good health and not have any fear and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you have fear of, Herman?
Giant sea monsters.
Yeah, the ocean is scary. I remember going to Fiji and snorkeling around this reef, and on the one side it was a beautiful reef, and on the other side it was just this black abyss. And I was always afraid of what could come from that black abyss. You never know, like a tiger shark or Lord knows what.
That's why, like, when I tried to learn surfing, I could not get over the blackness below me. I just couldn't, man. It's just you know, it's like don't look down
scary.
if you're at a high altitude and balancing. You know, they say don't.
You know what they say in a light. It's like, oh, by the way, I went to the movies yesterday when I didn't do my stream. I went and saw a movie called The Amateur.
Yeah. Yes.
And the guy actually had a vintage Cessna, Mikey. I was thinking about you. He owned a vintage Cessna.
Very cool.
And I think it was when did Cessna 50s or 60s, isn't it? Vintage Cessnas.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, they go. I think they go quite a bit farther back than that. But yeah. You know, I think their biggest business today is refurbishing their older models, and you know, like upgrading them and redoing the interiors and repainting them and putting up-to-date electronics on them and reselling them as, like, you know, certified pre-owned.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's a major part of Cessna's, like, meat and potatoes now. They're not making that many, or, you know, there aren't that many.
Cessna costs now?
A shitload of money. Even a little dinky one.
You're looking at several $100,000.
Yeah, I think 182 is like around 500 grand.
That's so much money, isn't it? Don't you think? They used to be cheaper, didn't they, or not?
What?
They used to be cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, just like everything. My dad had a 182. I grew up flying in a 182.
Cessna considered a great aircraft? What's Cessna considered in the aircraft world?
Well, they're like GM and Ford, basically. You know, there's Piper and there's Cessna. Those are like the two biggies. But there's a 500 different brands of airplane, and if they're flying,
What do you think of a Learjet?
Oh, sweet, love them, fast, sleek.
Jets are expensive, but jets are expensive.
Oh yeah. They race like the P-51 Mustang, right, from World War II.
Yep.
Okay, well, at Reno, near Tahoe, Lake Tahoe, they have, or I think the last ones just happened. They're not having them anymore. But every year was the Reno Air Races. It's a week long.
Oh, that's right. That's near Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, it's a week-long thing, and it's epic. You see the most amazing, crazy airplanes, and then you get the gold class gold class planes are just insane. And oh shit, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was saying. Anyways.
Insane in the membrane.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we raced the.
What sort of plane did you have? You had a couple planes, haven't you?
No, just one.
Your father had Cessna, or what did he have?
No, he had a little plane called an Air Coupe. Well, when growing up, we had a Cessna 182.
They're not cheap anymore.
No, he was actually partners. A popular thing to do these days with planes is to go into a however many you want partnership deal with people. So, let's say 10 people go in on a plane, then it's affordable. And as long as somebody ain't using it on this date, or you can pencil in dates that you need to use it. And, it's kind of like a timeshare or something,
no, I get it. Man.
That's a very popular thing to do.
Mikey, I'm going to wrap this baby up. I want to thank you for coming on. Herman, I want to thank you for coming on. You guys are the coolest fuckers I know. Mikey, I had a great chat with you today. By the way, Mikey, don't listen to the narc. Tell him to get fucked. Tell the narc to get fucked. Don't listen. Don't answer questions. Don't paint yourself into a corner. Always give as good as you get. Herman, I missed that watch. Guys, I want to thank everyone who super chatted today. Let's go through the list. P Cars, Ryan Hoffery, GD, Ant G, Scratchy Luxury, GD, Early Worm Gets the Bird, GD, Jeremy Kearney, Scratchy Luxury, Patek, Chris, GD, Scratchy Luxury, GD, Scratchy Luxury, P Cars, Phoenician Cedar, Crypto Walk, Amazing Air Show Videos, Patel Philippe, The Undertaker, Patel Philippe, Watch Nerd Nick, Patel Philippe, Ryan Hoffery, Patel Philippe, Ryan Hoffery, Patel Philippe, Thomas Burnett, Ryan Hoffery, Dirk Diggler, Herman Rantz, Patel Philippe, Mike's brother, Thomas Burnett, and Thomas Burnett. Guys, that is the show for today. Herman, it was an honor having you on. I got to tell you something. In all honesty, you need to get yourself a fucking Breguet like Horowitz. And I think Horowitz had a Breguet, and Arthur Rubinstein. Get that done, man. Get it done.
All right, then.
Guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. See you.
Archie, luxury jumps on a Boeing jet, leaves behind the family, no regrets. He's got a birthday, I'm your old Shanghai. Eyes are on Mrs. Lai, the reason why. While in Brisbane, the tears roll strong. Chinese whispers called him to Hong Kong. Pack up your bags and off you go. Leave behind the begging for the Luxury show. Archie flies where the the dragon soared to romance Mrs. Light until his balls are sore. Archie's chasing dreams in the mystic land. Mrs. Light brings coffee to his hand. Family's calls echo on the phone. He's miles away, lost, but he's not alone. In old Shenzhen's glow, he likes to stray. With Mrs. Lai, they bonk till the light of day. Pack up your bags, and off you go. He's not showing up to New York Watch Show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Lai until his balls are sore. Though the tears roll down in Brisbane town, Archie's 3-inch dick flops all around. Celebrations in the neon night, forgetting home, he's chasing new Asian delights. Pack up your bags, and off you go. Leave the begging for the beach ball show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Light until his balls are sore. Weeks later, Archie leaves his playground. Comes back home, he's Brisbane bound. Comes up with stories that he's going bust. Has to fool the punters to gain their trust. Pack up your bags, and off you go. Leave the begging for the beach ball show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Light until his balls are sore. Archie spent the punter's money, he's in a fix. Spins a story that he can't eat bricks. All the lonely simps believe his scam. Grab all that cash, shove it in his hand. Pack up your bags, and off you go. He didn't bother with the New York Watch Show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Lai until his balls are sore. Comes on streams, he cries poor again. His mate Tan gives him $5 grand, maybe 10. Archie thinks he's a big swing dick, cause the punters fall for his gypsy shtick. Pack up your bags and off you go. Didn't bother with the New York Watch Show. Archie flies where the dragons soar to romance Mrs. Light until his balls are sore.